All right. All right, look at this thing. So, the Ruach Atlas 2.0 is still too expensive for what it is. I thought I would try. Well, here's the thing. Maybe if you get 3 friends. Here, hey guys, listen to this. Listen to this. Maybe if you get 3 friends to make one easy payment of $149, it still costs $149 to you. Yeah, you have to share it. Yeah, you have to share it, you know. Maybe take your turns. You can't ride all at the same time. You're supposed to wear helmets. I don't know. Maybe it's cost effective that way. Either way, guys, I have links in the description for other helmets that are $150 that are ECE certified. Let's go ahead and take you out. Yoink. No group rides, Angel Crisis. I know. All right, everybody. All right, settle down, class. Class, settle down. Settle down. Whew. That segment was supposed to take 20 to 30 minutes, so we got to kill like another 15 more. That's right. Oh, man. All right, so here's the thing. Okay, I think you all know second chance at life, became a crew member. I think we all know that. Here's the thing. Yeah, 3 friends with the same head size. You never know. You never know. If not, just, put some padding in there because there's not enough. You guys all know that Nikki, my wife, she rides the Honda Rebel 500. We have a Honda Rebel 500. We have a 2019 Honda Rebel 500 here at the house. And it's an amazing beginner bike. And that's the thing is I really like Hondas. Who here likes Hondas? I absolutely like the Hondas because they're super, super reliable, pretty robust, and you pretty much get what you pay for. So there's a Honda Rebel 300, 2017 and newer is the newer model. The Honda Rebel 300, Honda Rebel 500 came out, and for 2020, the Honda Rebel 300 and 500 has LEDs, has a gear indicator, and now the 2021, they just came out with the Honda Rebel 1100 for 2021. Now, this is going to be a Ride Apart article. The link is in the description for the Ride Apart article and anything else. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to kind of go over some of these things. We also have the Honda website and everything's situated. But the thing I really like about the Honda Rebel 300 and 500, great beginner bikes. The 300 is amazing. I honestly want to get a fleet of Honda Rebel 300s and train people on them. You know, kind of like how they do the Harley Davidson Rider Academy with the Street 500s. I want to do that, but with the Rebel 300s. And then the 500s are amazing. 500s you could do so much on. But guys, they have like a modular system now to where if you're like, I want to go out of town, I want to like long distance and be comfortable and have a lot of power, they got a freaking 1100 now. So the 1100 is pretty awesome. We're going to go over pricing. We're going to go over the safety features. We're going to go over just regular features. And then we're going to compare it to 2 other motorcycles that are roughly in that same area, which is going to be the Indian Scout 60 and the Sportster 1200. Okay. We could actually go, and it's based off of price. Okay. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. So I remember back a while back that they patented the Honda Rebel 1100, and there was some mock-ups and talking about having the Honda Rebel 1100 with the Honda Africa Twin engine inside of it. So one of the cool things about the Honda Africa Twin is it has DCT transmission. It's pretty much automatic. So that's pretty cool. So you can either have a 6-speed gearbox or DCT. We're going to go over some of these things real quick. That way we can figure this out. So right here, this is going to be what the mock-up was. And I thought that was one of the sickest mock-ups ever. And this was back in March. So this was the mock-up. Now this had the Africa Twin engine in it. I love the styling. But this right here is the Rebel 1100. Beautiful bike. Beautiful bike. So it looks just like the Honda Rebel 300, Honda Rebel 500. Obviously bigger engine. You still have that really ugly big exhaust. You have that solo seat, same looking thing. I like how the tank is sitting up a little bit. I absolutely love riding it. The Rebel 500 that we have here. It's a 2019. We had to actually put our own gear indicator on it. But this thing is absolutely nice. Huge engine, great everything. You know, it's got liquid cooling, all that cool stuff. I'm not going to get into massive tech and massive details. There are channels out there that do it way better than I could. So that what I'm going to be talking about here is basically, should you get it? Where does it fit in the ecosystem of what we like to do here? You know, as a safety advocate, as somebody that doesn't like spending money, basically. I hate spending money. I don't like buying things and having buyer's remorse. So I have a feeling you guys might not like that either. So we're just going to go over real quick. Remember, this is Ride Apart. Okay, so links are in the description. Sheldon Williams, welcome. Woo! Rebel, $20 donation, baby. So here's the thing. Okay, I could name off these specs: 43 millimeter telescopic fork, pair of Showa shocks with piggyback reservoirs, 18-inch front wheel is equipped with a 330 millimeter disc with a 4-piston caliper, while the 16-inch rear wheel gets its stopping power from a single 256 millimeter disc. What does that mean? What does that mean? Not much to me. So when it comes to the 16-inch, 18-inch rear wheel, what that means to me is, well, limitation or no limitation when it comes to changing out your tires. 16-inch rear wheel. That's the Harley. That's the Harley rear wheel, basically. You know, it's you can handle it. 19-inch front on the Harley Sportster. So this is an 18-inch front. So you can still probably have some good choices of tires. So that's what I look at when it comes to, well, 18, 16-inch. Now, there's a lot of people, like I said, that will figure more stuff out. Now, the Showa shocks with piggyback reservoirs sounds pretty cool. Sounds cool. The suspension on the Rebel 500 wasn't the greatest. Still kind of isn't. But right here, I mean, the shocks, these seems to be a little bit better. Chance at life with a $5 donation. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. So I like the idea behind this thing, but what does it all mean, right? All right, so a 3.6 gallon tank. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys can see it too. 3.6 gallon fuel tank. That is a big gallon tank, big tank. So the 2.96 is for the Rebel 500. So it's actually got quite a bit more, okay? Quite a bit more. Probably because it's going to take up a little bit more. The miles per gallon is going to be a little bit less, right? So that's actually not that bad, though. That's not that bad. The bike weighs a total of 487 pounds with a 509 with the DCT. So, yeah, it has DCT, Anthony. It does. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? You know, do you like to shift? Do you don't like to shift? Now let's get into this real quick. And we're gonna go over some more pictures and more specs. Pricing for the new 2021 Honda Rebel 1100 starts at $9,299. $700 cheaper than the Iron 1200. And just think about that. This thing's got gear indicator, LEDs, great suspension. It's got a proven platform, liquid cooled. And it's cheaper than a Harley Davidson Iron 1200. And $2,000 less than the 48. So think about that. Think about that. So here we are. We're on the main page with Honda, okay? We're here on the main page with Honda. This is their website, 2021. Don't worry about the destination charge. You always have to pay for that. So let's go ahead and build one. You guys want to build one? What should we build first? Which one are you guys excited for? Which one are you guys excited for? Do you want the DCT? Do you want the DCT or do you want the regular? Compare this to the FTR. Your FTR? Yeah, FTR. Way better. Way better. You want to build a DCT? All right, let's just take a look at some of the details. 6-speed automatic dual clutch transmission. Dual automatic. Automatic. So what does that mean for you? You know, do a lot of you come from the background of knowing how to do, shifting? Anybody here have trouble shifting? Anybody here concerned about having to shift while in traffic? Right here. It's 1100 though. I mean, it's 1100 cc bike, so it's a pretty powerful bike for a new rider. But I mean, if you started off on the Rebel 300 or 500 and you're like, man, I would rather not shift. I would rather not shift. So then go ahead and grab one of these, and it's like the same bike, but it's automatic. So basically 11,000 or 1100 cc, liquid cooled. So here's the thing. This seat height is actually a little bit taller. So the Rebel 300 and 500 is about a 25-inch seat height. This is a 27.5. So if you're thinking, well, I can flat foot the Honda Rebel 300 and 500, I should be able to flat foot the 1100. Maybe not. Maybe not. Speed limit, baby. Just remember, join the DDFM Discord server. It's free to join and great place to chat. Yeah. So it's about 2.5 inches higher. Now, it could be a problem, might not be. When it comes to the Indian Scout 60 and the Scouts, they're about a 25-inch seat height. Now, I don't think DCT's for lazy people. Here's the thing. When it comes to DCT, everybody, we have to start thinking more so in terms of inclusivity. Now, a lot of people, I mean, you say the same thing for cars and car drivers when it comes to manual or automatic? No, you don't think like that. And I bet you when things were transitioning consistently to automatic, people were saying the same thing. I love to drive a manual. I love driving manual too. I do. I had a manual truck for many years, and then I switched to obviously automatic because every other car was, and it's perfectly fine. No issues whatsoever. And the thing is, how are you going to teach a brand new rider to, focus on situational awareness? And all these different things when they're still figuring out shifting, and they're not that great at shifting. It removes one factor, one safety factor or mitigating factor in a crash. It removes one thing that you have to learn so you can apply that learning and brain power to something else. So there's nothing wrong with DCT. I don't think there's nothing wrong with DCT. Absolutely nothing wrong. And it's your choice too. It's your choice. I mean, it's $700 more to get DCT, but it's your choice. We got the blackout style, wide 16-inch rear, anti-lock brakes. So ABS, cruise control. Whoa. Cruise control? Does a Harley Sportster have cruise control? I don't even think the Indian Scout 60 or the Indian Scout does. That is great. Selectable ride modes, huh? USB charging port. That right there sold me. Just kidding. All right. So that's with the DCT. Now this is with the regular. Okay, so seat height, same. Manual transmission. And, so you get cruise control, selectable riding modes, and all that too still. Wow. All right, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at this one. Two different options. Whoa. There we go. Sorry about that. So 10,000. So that's roughly the same price as an Indian Scout 60, or I'm sorry, the Sportster 1200 and the Scout 60 actually. So now we're in the Scout 60 range, so 10 grand, but this is the DCT model. So we can go Bordeaux, red metallic, or metallic black. I don't know what I would get. Let's do that. Accessories, 0. All right. It's brand new model. All right, cool. That's all we got. Let's go ahead and get out of that. Let's go to, let's take a look at some of these. Looks pretty good. It's a pretty good bike. I like it. So LED headlights. Also, look at this. LED turn signals. Look at that rear fender. So you got LED brake lights and LED turn signals too. It looks clean from the back. The exhaust looks pretty good. She's going a little fast. Calm down. Still looks good. Liquid cooled. This right here. This is a big difference between a Honda Rebel 500, 300. Riding with a passenger. So with the 1100, you obviously have enough power to have a passenger on your bike. So that's really cool. So here's the thing. Let's say you really want to stick within the Honda Rebel ecosystem and the ergonomics. So you just feel so comfortable on your Rebel 500. Super comfortable on your Rebel 500. Let's say you buy the Rebel 500 as a beginner bike and you start to outgrow it within a year or two. And you're like, I want to go on longer rides. I feel more confident when it comes to, having a passenger, but the Rebel 500 doesn't have basically what I need and what I want when it comes to having a passenger. What do I do? Well, what you do is you could either trade in your Honda Rebel 500, sell it, or keep it. And if you have the money, get yourself one of these. And you can start going out of town. And let's say you're the whoever, woman or man, doesn't matter. Let's say you're the main rider with that 500 and your spouse wants to start riding with you. You get the 1100, you hop on the bike with your spouse, you're riding around, and let's say your spouse wants to ride but on a different bike. Boom, you got a beginner bike as the 500. You're riding around the Rebel 1100. They have the Rebel 500. You don't have to go crazy out of town. You don't have to do anything like that. You can ride around in town. I think that's awesome. That's an easy upgrade. And I think that's something that they're doing great. They're doing right. Look at that. Look how beautiful. Look at the fairing. All right, we're starting to move into fairings. You got saddlebags. That's stuff that they're not talking about yet. There was no options, but that looks like soft luggage. Okay, soft luggage. We got the Batwing fairing. Guys, I think it's looking good. All right, let's get to some of the specs though. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these pictures. It still has that ugly big exhaust. So obviously 1100, what does that mean? What does 1100 mean? 1100, high CCs, higher power. I wouldn't think too much about that. I'm more concerned about how to control the bike. If you can control a 250, it's the same process with the primary controls. You got to find that friction zone. You got to find that, the throttle points. You have to figure out the threshold for the braking. You got to find the friction zone for the clutch lever. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just that you have to be a little bit more finessing with 1100 or higher CC because you're going to have more power with 10% throttle for the 1100 versus 10% throttle for 500. You have more power, obviously. Let's go look at the styling. Look at that baby. Woo! Blacked out style. Black plated the final drive chain. Okay, interesting. Let's look at comfort. What is it? Low seat height. Okay, so 27.5. Right, we already talked about that. Fuel injected. Here's the thing. There's other channels out there that do better when it comes to this stuff. When I see something like this is what I look at. Okay. When I see this right here, so fuel injection, I don't have to deal with carbs. Come on, we're 2020s. I don't have to deal with carbs anymore. Okay, we got fuel injection. Throttle by wire. What does that mean? It's basically electronically controlled right hand. So the thing about the electronically controlled right hand, what do you think you get when it comes to electronics? They said they had 3 different modes. So there's sport mode, standard, rain mode. So that means with 1100cc, it's a lot like what I have on the FTR, is that you put it in sport mode, you get most of the power. You get a lot of the power, pretty much all the power, quicker throttle response. Standard, a little bit less. So it's more like the normal, what they kind of anticipated it to be. Then you also have rain mode. So it's going to be a little bit less. When you give it some, let's say 10%, it might only do like 8% of that throttle. So you don't accidentally get that rear tire spinning in the rain. I think that's cool. Matt, did you take your helmet off, Matt? No, put that Ruroc on. You told me it was $150. It's 3 payments of $150. Jeez. Ugh. Can't believe you could type. Hey. And all, yeah, so and then cruise control. Who said that? John. Cruise control. You get cruise control with that. All right, let's take a look at drivetrain. Matt, this is where I need you, Matt. Tell what 6-speed manual, what does that mean? Okay, 6 gears. It's pretty cool. What the O-ring sealed? Okay. So it's a chain driven. So a little bit more maintenance. You know, it's the same thing as the Rebel 500, 300, a little bit maintenance. You know, chains need a little bit more maintenance than belts. Chains have a little bit more, you can get a little more power with those. You also have the shaft driven bikes, but that's not here. See, all this stuff, I don't, what? Don't care. What I care about this, I mean, I do care. I care about ABS. Okay, ABS is cool. Anti-lock brakes, great, great, great. Okay, if I don't like my suspension, I'll upgrade. This is what I care about. Tires, 18-inch, 16-inch. This is a pretty wide tire, 180, 130. It's pretty, still kind of wide. But 16 and 18, that's going to give you limited or good options when it comes to replacing tires. So always look into this last number right here. Always look into that last number. Like I said, there's other channels out there that know more about that stuff. I don't care. I care about, you know, am I buying something that I got to spend too much money on? I don't know. All right, seat height. I'm short. That's what I care about. I'm short. I care about this. So if you're short, 27.5 inches is actually pretty dang good. How do I feel about the single disc up front, Ramir? I don't know. I kind of, for 1100, I mean, I would really love to have a dual disc. I mean, my FTR has dual disc, and man, I love that stopping power. I do love it. But when it comes to a single disc, like maybe on a cruiser, you probably don't need too much. I mean, it's got ABS, good brakes. It's a cruiser. It's not a sport bike that definitely needs to stop because you're going cray-cray. I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it would be a problem. Curb weight. Now, 487 pounds is roughly, 500 pounds. I'm used to that. Super balanced. The Rebel 500 is super balanced. No issues with that. 3.6 gallon. 3.6 gallon. That's pretty good. I mean, when we talk about the Sportster 48, it's a little peanut tank, 2.2 gallons. So this thing has way more capacity than that. The Sportster 48 costs way more. The regular Sportster 1200 is a 3.3 gallons, so still a little bit more. 3.6 is pretty good. Now, see this right here, I don't understand. To be dated MPG. I'm going to tell you right now, the Honda Rebel 500 gets a lot, but this is 1100, so it's there's going to be some changes. All right, so they're going with the CMX still, the CMX. So Rebel 500 is actually the Rebel, or it's the CMX 500. 2 colors. I think it's pretty cool. It's a good look. So the one thing I really like about it, though, here's the thing. Everybody, here's the thing. Where is it at? Get to me. There you go. That right there. To be determined, to be dated, whatever. This right here is what I like. So for 10 grand, obviously, you're going to have to pay all these different fees. But DCT has ABS. It has riding modes, sport, standard, and rain. LED headlight, LED turn signals. What else? 3.6 gallon tank, low seat height. That's huge. Now, if you don't want the DCT, well, you save $700. That's pretty damn good. So when we look at, let's take a look at the Scout 60. Let's take a look at the Scout 60. $8,999. Okay. So $899, it's a little bit cheaper. Than the Honda Rebel 1100. Now, this is a great looking bike. It's an amazing bike, but let's go ahead and add ABS to it. All right, $9,799. $9,799. So now it's not cheaper. You want to have red? $10,299. But I mean, come on, it's the Indian Scout. So it also has a low seat height. It's also got that solo seat. Trying to find the specs. Matt's gonna hate me for this. There we go. So 5-speed transmission, forward controls, and that's another thing is the Rebel 1100 has mid controls. So I like to compare the things that I like. Okay, so it's fuel injected, great, 78 horsepower, amazing. 5-speed, but the 5-speed is actually pretty dang good on highway. 3.3 gallon, okay, 3.3 gallon. Seat height 25.6, so it's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit shorter than the Rebel 1100. Single calipers, all those things. You know, you got a 16-inch front wheel, 16-inch rear wheel. Whatever. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So if I had to compare the Rebel 1100 and the Indian Scout 60, it's kind of a toss-up for me. I love Indian, so I'd probably stick with Indian, but the thing is, the Rebel 1100 has those rain modes, automatic transmission, basically, a little bit higher seat height, a little bit bigger tank. That's pretty much it when it comes to that. So if you like the feel, and here's the thing, if you like the feel when you sit on the Honda Rebel 1100, you like the feel of it. You're like, man, this feels great. And you sit on the Indian Scout 60 and you're like, I don't like the feel of it. Go with the Rebel 1100. If you go and sit on the Indian Scout 60 or an Indian Scout and you're like, oh my gosh, this feels great. If I'm comfortable, I did a demo event, I feel amazing. And then you go sit on the Honda Rebel 1100 and you're like, I like the features, but it doesn't feel good. Then don't get it. Go get the Indian Scout 60. Guys, there's always a bike out there for you, except for the Harley 2020 Iron 1200. I mean, it's... Just kidding. It's a beautiful looking bike. It's a beautiful looking bike. Starts at 10 grand. And the thing is, I don't think it has ABS. It actually has electronics. It doesn't even have a tachometer. Seat height, 25.7, so it's a low seat height. That's perfectly fine. 3.3 gallon tank. It's air cooled. So, you know, air cooled's fine. Air cooled's fine. There's a time and place for it. It's belt driven. Dual piston front. Okay. All right, so ABS is an option. So it's 10 grand. If you get Vivid Black, if you get any color, it's 10,349. ABS, $800. ABS is $800. So if I had to compare the Honda Rebel 1100 to the Scout 60 or the Sportster 1200, that's pretty much what we're here at. Okay. Sportster 1200, Iron 1200, whatever you want to call it. It looks cool. It's all those things, but I'm just not blown away for the price. And that's how I shop. I don't shop by brand. I shop by what the heck am I getting? What am I getting for 10 grand? What am I getting for 10 grand? Something that's air cooled, something that doesn't have LEDs, something that doesn't have a gear indicator, something that doesn't even have a tachometer. The cool thing about the Sportsters is that it's pretty much like the AR-15 or Barbie of motorcycling. You could do anything to this thing. There's so much aftermarket for this that you could do whatever you want. So if that's the case, I'm buying this thing used. But right here, the heck, green screen. This right here, Rebel 1100, DCT, ABS standard. I want to get on this bike. I have the Rebel 500 and I love the Rebel 500. So my overall impressions of this, since I haven't ridden it, and take this all with a grain of salt. If it rides anything like the Rebel 500, the Rebel 1100 is an amazing bike to move into if you start off on a Rebel 300 or 500. If you start off and you're like, I want to just go straight to, I'm a beginner, I want to go straight to the Rebel 1100 DCT because I don't want to deal with shifting. This is the probably better option when it comes to cruisers. For this price range, for what you get. Absolutely like it. Absolutely like it. It's a great bike. It's a great bike. Oh, yeah. Whew. Let's go back to class. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Amateur unboxings, do I think there'll be a trade option? I don't think so. I mean, here's the cool thing. I'm guessing here. This is where, if we bring Matt on the show, he could actually talk some more, but he has the helmet on. He's in timeout, so he can't. The thing is, like, what are good bikes to trade in? So, like, let's say you have a Rebel 500, 2017, 2018 Rebel 500. You want to trade in your bike. You want to trade in for this thing. What do you do? Like, what can you get for it? Do dealers want a 300 and 500 all the time? Like, is it a good resale for those types of bikes? My guess, and I don't know if Matt's still, and if he can type with the helmet on, my guess is that dealers want these beginner bikes. I mean, they can buy them for cheap from you probably, and then resell them for a little bit for a quick profit. But this right here, trade in your bike maybe and get yourself a Rebel 1100. It's a huge upgrade. And the one thing I like about that, or this bike right here, is that it's the same ergonomics as the Rebel 300 500. So if you feel comfortable on the Rebel 300 500, this jump to a 1100, all you're doing is jumping to a more powerful bike, but it feels the same. Xavier, exactly. Quality to price ratio. The quality was amazing for the price. Mosh argument. Am I going to be talking about Ruroc anymore? No. I messed up. I should have double checked. Those helmets aren't $149. So stupid. I have the Scout 60 as my first bike. Scout 60 is an amazing bike. And that's the thing, guys. The Scout 60 is an amazing bike. The Rebel 1100 seems to be like an amazing bike. I don't know. I've ridden the Scout 60. I love it. I had a Sportster 1200. Loved it. But this bike, I love the Honda Rebel 500. This bike is amazing. I'm currently riding the Indian FTR 1200S, a 2019 model. Honda and HDR are almost the same letters, but the Honda, you get more letters like the I think the 2019 Triumph Street Triple S RS would be a good trade-in. You don't have to trade that in. If you don't like the bike, then maybe, but that seems kind of new. I don't know when I'm gonna get the Rebel 300 or 1100 for her. We gotta get her right in the 500. Yeah, so Anthony Ramos, great observation. Doesn't seem good for tall riders. Might have to go with something else. So that forward controls really helps out tall riders. So that's where the Indian Scouts really kind of kick in, because they're roughly around the same price. It probably has more power than the Rebel, but forward controls. You got nice ape hangers, mini apes, doing good. All right, we're gonna go over some motorcycle crashes. And then we're gonna go ahead and talk about some 5 common mistakes that beginner motorcycle riders make. Okay, but first, we're gonna watch some crashes. Let me go ahead. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if I want them. Let's go ahead and bring you back down. I have some saved. How you guys doing? Yeah. There we go. We already saw this one. Ay. How you guys doing? Got any questions about the 1100? You're also short. Yeah, if you could save some money by private partying some of these things. You definitely could. Definitely could. Riding style fits more to a cruiser than a sport naked, yeah. There we go. We'll just go to the bread and butter. All right, class, while you're figuring this out, let's go to the lounge real quick. I want to talk to the crew members a little bit. Crew. How you guys doing? We got some new members already. We got 5 new members today. Let them all know. Let them all know to click that join button. But we're going to be going over some motorcycle crashes. Just a couple. We're only going to go over like maybe 8 of them. Or this whole video as quick as we possibly can. Then we're going to get into 5 common mistakes beginner motorcycle riders make, and we're going to be talking a few of those. And I'll answer some of the questions. I want to know about, you know, your mistakes that you've made and then what you've done right in the chat. That's the cool thing about, you know, doing this live with everybody. You know, the coronavirus can't make it to class, so we got to do something online, right? All right, so let's go ahead and go over some crashes real quick. We talked about the Honda Rebel 1100. Let me know in the chat what you guys felt. Yeah. Did you like the Honda Rebel 1100? I think it's an amazing bike. We'll talk more about that at the end with the member-only chat. All right, guys. Go ahead and play some video games. Don't eat all the food. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. All right, we're going to go over some crashes. All right, just a couple. Just a couple. Okay. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Let's go ahead and get you over here. Once again, we have all the links in the description for everything. 5'4" Horatio. No, my wife is actually shorter than you, and she can flat foot the Rebel 500. So you might be able to flat foot the Rebel 1100. Pretty good. Let me go ahead. Got to update the title. There we go. Woo. You guys ready? For lunch, we're gonna have some tacos. All right, here we go. All right, turning. Whoa, pedestrians. Always gotta look. See how the sun was in the eyes? Don't get... Do you think he deserved that? I think he deserved that. Let's watch that real quick. Ah! You deserve that, fool. Calling somebody a dickhead and trying to get him out of the freaking crosswalk. Come on now. All right. So right here, what we have, obviously, is we have the sun up in there. So we have the sun with all the rays. It's blocking our eyesight. Everyone over here is in the shadow. So you can't see them very well. So just be aware of that. Especially if you're making your turn, you got somebody behind you and they're kind of being an issue. So we're just going to move forward right here. So you're looking, you can't see very well. That sun is in your eyes. It's going to blind you a little bit. Now, these pedestrians are in the crosswalk. You're supposed to wait. And here's the thing. You can wait. There's nobody. There's nobody coming. You could wait. So now we're here. So we get to this point. Oh, crap. We're in the path of travel of oncoming traffic. What do we do? What do we do? Just stop. Just stop. Just stop right here. Kind of deserve that. Kind of deserve that. All right, wheelies. High risk. And there's the dump. Okay. Simple. When it comes to that, you can have easily have injuries to your back and your coccyx. So that right there is your tailbone. That right there is your back. Your head's going to hit the back. That's why you wear a helmet. Looks like he's wearing a helmet. Very good. The problem is it's a very high risk and for me, low reward. It's probably a high risk high reward for these guys. And that's not a bad deal. That's not a bad deal. All right, lane filtering. What do you think some of the problems when it comes to lane filtering? Write in the chat what do you think some of the problems are with lane filtering in terms of risk.
I knew it.
Don't hit.
He'll get mad at you.
All right. There's absolutely no reason to do that. Absolutely no reason to do that. So we're riding around, and this is a pretty good space. We're doing pretty good here. So we're going in and out. We're going in and out. We're confusing drivers.
Don't get mad at you.
So that right there, there's absolutely no point. There's no point in that. Don't be like these riders. Don't do this. Okay, we're giving ourselves a bad look.
I knew it. He'll get mad at you.
High risk. High risk. Oh, there's. We'll see that. We'll see that again. Chris, happy Thanksgiving to you too. All right, so we're gonna be riding right here now. Trust me, I've done something like this, but I did it with a tripod, not someone here. I wasn't also wheeling. I was just driving or riding, and it's pretty difficult to grab something and do what he's doing right here. Very high risk. So right here, whoa, we start to go down. There's that ankle. Got to be very careful when it comes to that ankle, everybody. That ankle could easily snap right there. Okay, that ankle could snap. You got your hand right there. That you could rip some flesh off. Make sure you have gloves. Looks like he's got gloves, so he's hopefully doing fine, but it's probably MX gloves, so it's just going to be ripped. There's no padding. So you got the ankle. Your leg's going to start sliding across the ground. You have your hip impact. And there's your foot being smashed by, what, a 200-pound machine? But, you know, if you're doing this with a sport bike, you're doing this with a cruiser, woo, smash your ankle, maybe broke your tib fib. You never know. No bueno situation. And see how he's limping right there? That's an immediate structural problem, immediate pain. Gotta be careful with that. It's not the first time. All right, so we're riding in town, low visibility, like with line of sight, can't see. That person wasn't supposed to do that. Very impatient. Remember, drivers are just like dum-dums, just like motorcyclists. There's not a lot of
Really?
non-issue. 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 With that, you should anticipate on roundabouts. All right, lane sharing. Oh! There's a lot of impatience on that driver. That is road rage and very dangerous. He's brake checking everybody. There had to have been something prior to this. Don't participate. Don't participate in that. All right, I don't care. All right, these are all like wheelies and stuff. I don't care. Don't care. Let's try this again. Oh, low side. The internet? Matt, did you put a quarter in the internet? It was a little choppy. Let's try that again. There we go. Low side. Low side. Why do you think he low sided everybody? So that's a lot of pain right there. All right, so we're turning. Let's go ahead and do this so that you guys can see his hands, because I think I saw his right hand squeeze that front brake, and that's a no bueno situation. There it is. Okay, so why would we reach for that front brake? Probably because we're going too fast in the turn. Okay, we don't have good visibility because of all this gate, but we should still anticipate that we need to make this turn. Okay, so maybe we're going too fast. We got a little panicked. We're like, oh crap, I got to slow down. And what happens is that when you're turning, when you're doing all these things as a newer rider, and I'm speaking to new riders because this is a new rider mistake. This is a beginner mistake. As somebody that's been riding for a while, you should not be making these beginner mistakes. You should learn these things. Well, how do you learn? You go take a class. Okay, you go out and take a class. You learn this in the basic riding course. Okay, you learn it in the basic class. So we should not be doing that. That right there is a panic. That right there is a panic. So we're in the middle of a turn. We're fully leaned in. We're going fast. We're doing what we want to do. And we're like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Squeeze that brake. Dump the bike. That right there is the problem. That's a beginner mistake. So let's go ahead and do. Oh, great. There we go. That's what I was trying to do. So he's going to reach for that front brake. As soon as he touches it, dumps the bike. So what is that all about? What is that all about? How did that happen? Why did the front brake cause him to dump the bike? So we're riding. As soon as we grab that brake, okay, so this is 1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frame. It's already dropping. 4 frames, 5 frames. Guys, 5 frames. This is a 30 frames per second video. So in 5 frames, he already lost traction from the moment he squeezed that front brake. That's all it takes. It happens in a split second. And that's why a lot of people think, I must have hit something in the road. There's no way I could have dumped the bike that quickly. No, you remove traction from your tire by applying front brake. You need traction to slow down and stop. It needs to grab. But when you pull it too quickly, especially when you're using all of it, all your tire traction for turning and speed, man, quickly dump the bike, okay? As soon as he touches it, it goes down. So when that happens, so if you make those beginner mistakes, how do you save yourself? How do you prevent further screw-ups, further mistakes, further issues? Wearing full gear. He's wearing full gear. So he's got gloves, pants, jackets, boots, helmet, everything. You got impact protection, shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, head, hands. The problem is, it doesn't save a lot when you hit a curb. When you go up and over a curb and hit that curb first, that's even more impact. So that's a lot of pain, a lot of problems. Make sure you wear full gear. If you want to push the limits, go out on a track. There's a large runoff so you don't hit a curb. Imagine if this was a car coming oncoming traffic. All right, so we're riding in town. So now we have other vehicles as the main problem. Sides of vehicles like crazy, great braking, handled it well. So right here, this is what I want to point out just real quick. We're not going to stay too long on this one. So we're riding, we have terrible line of sight right here. So you can't see far to the left. You don't have a good escape path. You pretty much only have this section, which is really weird because how are other cars supposed to drive here? It seems like there's only motorcycles that can happen or drive right here. So we're moving though. There's that side of the vehicle. That's that pattern I talk about all the time. If you see that, that means there's a possibility of somebody coming in front of you and you could T-bone them. Not good. So as soon as you see that, you should be in orange stage and you should start to slow down, maybe even reach for that front brake just so you can see what it is that they're trying to do. If they start creeping out more and they don't see you because they're looking left at that white van, you're stopped. You don't hit anybody. But if you fight for that lane, you're like, I'm just going to rush through and I'm going to just go because I should be able to go. They're supposed to yield for me. They're supposed to stop. Doesn't matter. They might not. Then you hit them. That's how a lot of accidents happen. So what happened here is that he did do what I just said. He applied the brakes right here when he first perceived it. He responded to it. So now he has nowhere to go. He can't swerve left. He can't swerve right. He has to have total stopping distance right here. He has to have that. He has to go from here to here. He has to stop. Jeez, what is that? he has to stop from here. Now, stop or slow down. Either or. I'd try to stop if I was at this low speed, but this car driver is going to want to do this as soon as they can, so they're going to do it hopefully, and I can go around him just like he did in the video. Non-issue at that point. All right. Low visibility. Looks like it's really cold. Looks like there's a lot of moisture. People can't see each other. They can't see motorcyclists. Motion-induced blindness. We'll talk more about that. So we're riding around this thing right here. They're turning. They're picking lanes. We just move around them. Non-issue. Another probably non-issue. Oh, maybe not. That's an issue. Now we're in oncoming traffic. Good swerve to get yourself out of that situation. Let's go back to that one, actually. So we're coming around this corner. It's a blind corner. We can't see very well. Can't see very well. We see somebody right there coming out. We're going to honk the horn. So we have two options, really. We could brake, swerve. Pretty much it. So we have two lanes, though. We don't need to swerve all the way into oncoming traffic because your solution should not be worse than the problem. The problem is the scooter. Your solution should be to navigate and stay as safe as possible. If you put yourself in a worse spot because you thought it was the best escape path, well, now you have a lot more problems that you have to solve. So right here, he didn't have to go that far. He could have went like this and still made it in there. So look where you want to go. Make sure you go where you're pointed, which should be staying in our lane. But you see how he's going this way? Okay, well, cool. If you can't make it back into your lane and do this, well, go ahead and keep doing this. But now you have new problems. So keep looking forward. Now, minimize as much of the hazard as possible. Stay off to the side. We're on motorcyclists. We're on motorcycles.
Close call. Did you see that dumb idiot?
Maybe. All right, so we're going around a blind corner. Okay, we could see good. What about going to the left? Can't see. Chevron, Chevron, Chevron's going too fast. There's the L plate. You see that? This is a beginner mistake that should not happen. Get yourself out of that road as quick as you can. All right. So on this one, we're having some fun. We're going 86. I'm going to say kilometers an hour, so not too crazy. So we have, I don't know if those are motorcycle cops right there. I don't know if these are motorcycle cops or other motorcyclists just kind of hanging out, looking at the beautiful view. But we're going to be moving through here, and we're picking up speed. We're going 84. We went to 94. So we have these chevrons. These chevrons are going to be indicators of a sharp turn. Okay, that's cool. Indicator of sharp turn. I can handle it. I'm on a motorcycle. But look at the roadway. Look at that. Look at the roadway. And you can't see anything. So this is all, you don't know what's over here. You don't know what's over here. But look at that roadway. It doesn't look that good. Maybe we should modulate some of the speed. So when it comes to cornering, it's not just about, well, how sharp is the corner? You know, how, you know, is there traffic coming? Can I handle it? Let's get our knee down. It's not always about that. It's about how is the road surface? Am I out in the desert on a hill or in the mountains in the desert and there's a lot of rocks, a lot of gravel? Where does typically the gravel sit? Pretty much on the sides, closer to the edges. Okay, the middles, maybe a little bit. So you only have like this section to really ride in. Once if there's an area where there's a lot of rain, a lot of snow, you tend to have road surfaces that look like this. All screwed up. Bunch of cracks, a little bit of gravel, a lot of sand. This isn't the area to go fast. This isn't the area to go fast. This isn't the area to go crazy. Okay, so you should slow it down. We're going 82. We're going 82, and you can barely see it, and it says 40 on that chevron. So we're doing double what's recommended. Now, as a motorcyclist, you might be able to handle that. But we saw after you crashed, it was an L plate, so beginner. And we just talked about it previously, that beginners or people that ride for a while actually make beginner mistakes all the time because they're not practicing their fundamental skills. The fundamental skills are beginner skills that you need to master so that you can go off into that next level, the advanced skills. Practice, keep practicing the fundamentals. Let's go ahead and take an advanced class, practice fundamentals, practice advanced. Now we're practicing all of this. Keep practicing. But this right here, I would not be pushing my limits on this road. No way. Look at the road. That was a low side, whether it was because of a brake and he panicked or because he was leaning too far and that the under part of the tire just kept leaning and then it finally hit that sidewall and just kind of dumped. That's a low side. Some impacts on the side that falls, but mainly it's going to be that abrasion all the way through. All right, so poor line of sight, good positioning right here. This right here, stay. Okay, we're going to lane filter.
You're on the phone with a dog on your lap? Come on, behave yourself! Mr.
What the f... You see...
You're on the phone!
Scared the crap out of me, scared the crap out of him. Dude.
With a dog on your lap?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Get off your phone.
So this was back in 2019 when it was all the rage to yell at people to be on their phones. You're not the cops. Good line of sight. You see how you can see around the van? There's a good example of line of sight. Gotta be careful. There's a blinker right there. Oh. Blind spot. Could happen.
Mate. Got on camera.
All right, so we're riding. We're in a group ride. See how you can't see around the person in front? You gotta pay attention. Let's just go back to that. This right here is what I keep saying when it comes to focus on what is important. Your horn, rev bombs will not save you from getting hit. It will not save you from getting hit. So we're going to move forward right here and we're going to try to protect our lane. We're going to honk. We're going to rev bomb. This person shouldn't be here. There's that rev bomb. He pulled in the clutch, did this, and then he honked the horn. Is that getting him in a position for safety? This guy is in a position for safety. This guy isn't. He's starting to swerve now. Last second. And now we got hit. Did this guy get hit? Did he do anything? No. All he did was position himself for safety. He just moved over a little bit. This guy decided to honk rev bomb. Yeah, are you going to get his attention? Probably. Is he going to be able to do anything about it when there's cars on the other side and he can't get back into his lane? No. So he's going to pick that spot. The law of gross tonnage, the lug nut rule. Who here understands the lug nut rule? Doesn't matter. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. Put yourself in a better position. This is your escape path. Get yourself as far over as you possibly can so you don't get hit. Whoops.
कौन से ट्रेन से जा रहा है गाड़ी? आंख पे नहीं मारेगा इधर तेरे को। किसको मारेगा? लेन कौन सा ले? किसको मारेगा? चल ऊपर पुलिस है चलो। हाँ चल।
All of it's a mistake and we're just going to fight because we didn't protect ourselves. You can fight after the fact because you got hit, but you should have prevented from getting hit so then we wouldn't have this altercation. I don't know. I'm just saying, if you protect yourself in terms of safety and nobody gets hurt, there's no agitation. All right. Can't see anything. It's nighttime. Can't see anything. It's nighttime. Whoa, headlights. Position yourself for safety first. It is the driver's fault. Inhumane 05, it is the driver's fault. I'm not saying it's not the driver's fault. What I'm saying is protect yourself. Okay, if somebody comes up to me and they they point a gun at my chest and they say, you say a word, I will shoot you. And I say, F you. Boom, I get shot. Is it his fault that I got shot? Yeah, he had the gun. But he said if I said a word, I'd get shot, and I said a word. So if I'm going out there riding and there's somebody in front of me about to head on me, and I stand there and I'm like, you get out of the way, and they're like, no, and then I get hit, is it their fault? Yes. Am I hurt? Yes. Or if I just move over, they keep going, and I don't get hurt. It doesn't matter whose fault. It really doesn't matter whose fault it is if it means I get hurt. Now, am I going to come after them if it was a big issue? Like if they did something crazy, I'm going to call the cops and say there's a reckless driver out here. But I'm going to protect myself first. That's one of the first things with firefighting and EMS. Scene safety is first. Protect yourself. If you can't protect yourself, how are you going to help anybody else? If I can't protect myself, how am I ever going to teach you guys? How am I ever going to come home to my family? How am I ever going to do any of these things? So I got to protect myself first, and then I could deal with the aftermath once I'm safe. That's where I'm at. I'm not getting mad at you. Don't worry. I'm not getting mad at you. There's a difference between who's at fault and who's responsible for you. Responsibility, fault. There's a difference. All right, so we're riding, and we got headlights right here. So this is one of those big scary things. We got headlights. Where's our headlight? Did anybody notice that? The uncommon thing here? You see anything? No headlight. So why do you think that driver did not see us? T-clocks. Make sure your lighting is good. We're going to get mad at him. Simple as that. Where's your headlight? Where's your light?
Next time, watch out. What? I waited for 2 cars, you dirty cunt. I waited for 2 other cars. Then there's a gap, so I'm not going to wait for another car all the way down the street, am I? Because I waited for 2 other cars. You almost clipped my handlebars.
What?
I come off and you just drove off. Smash your fucking mirror, you fat cunt.
Whatever. All right, roundabout. Clearly looking for the 3rd exit. Okay, that's fine. People do not anticipate this stuff. We got a car right there. All right. He's going to cruise around. Whoa! Great job on this rider. Great job on this rider. And hopefully doesn't do anything. Don't do anything. Okay, that's fine. No, that's not. Argumentative. Verbal judo, everybody. Verbal judo, learn it. Learn that the moment you start off with an agitated voice, you get defensive right away. Learn to not do that. Learn to ask a question. Make them answer that question in terms of, hey, man, what's going on? You went right through the roundabout. What's going on? You okay? Oh, yeah, I just didn't see it. Okay, well, you almost hit me, so pay attention, please. Later. That's it. Not, you got a problem? Because, of course, they're going to get argumentative. So, I don't know what that driver's doing. You see that? You see that driver on the corner? Way over there? What is he doing? He's crossing the middle. Is that something? Let me know in the chat. Is that something that you can do? Dinah, how you doing? Is that something you could do in the areas like this? Because people are cutting across. People are cutting across.
Look at it, smash your fucking mirror, you fat cunt.
So this right here is what I like. 360 situational awareness. Okay, so this is what your mirrors are for. If you see something uncommon in a common situation, like if you should not see a car like this close, be on high alert. You should already be in orange stage because this is, is an intersection. The diameter line. So right here, cutting across, he recognized it, he saw it. He saw what was happening. from here, you start to like, okay, I'm going to kind of stay a little bit as still as possible. So I'm going to roll off the throttle and maybe get prepped and ready for a good position for my own safety, because this is uncommon in a common situation. What is this guy doing? He's obviously pointed where I want to go, so I'm just going to let him have it. It's a big vehicle. I'm on a motorcycle. It's a big vehicle. I'm going to make sure he has it. And then this right here, if you feel like you need to say something, don't start it off with like you. Have a little empathy. Could be a bad day. Could be just zoned out. Like, hey, please pay attention. Whatever it is you're thinking about, you have a fight with your wife, you know, you got an argument with your boss, you know, whatever it is, zone back in, buddy. You could have killed me. All right. Have a great day. That's what I would have done. I don't know.
I gotta be a man. I have my red signal. I've got you on camera. I have my red signal. Listen.
He's not going to listen to you.
Window down. Go on. Use these, yeah?
So who got more agitated out of that whole situation? You did. That's fine. It's up to you. All right, passing. We're passing. Going really fast. On a sharp turn that has no runoff. High side. Oh, shoot.
Тихо. Тихо, сука. Все, стой bien.
Okay. Medical AAR on this one? I don't know. Whew. Guys, remember, if you want to become a member and have your green name on the side, you click that join button. Whew. So right here, we're going really fast. Let's take a look at this so we can have the big screen. 98. I don't know where this is at. Let's see. All right, so somebody say something. Is that kilometers an hour or miles per hour? I don't know. It ain't America. It ain't American plate. It's a Suzuki. 100 mile or 100 whatever. So right there we got sharp turn. Chevrons, guys. Chevrons. Good indicators, sharp turns. We also have that blind corner right here. We can't see anything around this corner. I'm assuming this might be, is it kilometers an hour? Great. I'm assuming this might be a one-lane road, something like that. So we're gonna just go ahead and go. The thing is, we're not set up for this turn. We're not doing our solo press and roll. Okay, well, Daniel, I'm an advanced rider. I know what I'm doing. I'm an advanced rider. Okay, well, where's your trail braking? How good are you at trail braking? Are you that good? I don't know. If you're not, if you don't feel that confident with your trail braking because you haven't taken an advanced class and all you do is watch YouTube videos and try to practice it, then fail. Because you need to have an instructor, an actual instructor in front of you. I can explain to you what trail braking is, but I can't. Where are you at? You sitting on the toilet? Can't show you. Take a class. What I can tell you is slow look, press, and roll. Well, what is that? Well, it's a beginner class thing. It's a fundamental skill. You slow down before the turn. You look through the turn. You don't look target fixate on the exit, like towards the tree. You look through the turn. You press to initiate counter steering, okay? Okay, you're pressing. Everyone's like, well, it's not pressing down. Technically, it's pushing out. Okay, fine, whatever. Depends on what bike you have, okay? You're like this on a Grom, or you're like this on an ape hanger. Push, press to initiate counter steering. Go ahead and lean a little bit if you want, and then roll in that throttle on the way out. Roll it on the way out. It's simple. But we didn't do that. So what's going to happen here is that he's going to be like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. And the problem with doing the oh crap, oh crap, oh crap is that we're going to panic. We're going to do something. So he's going to push even harder and harder, but we're going too fast. So we didn't do the slow portion. We did the look, press, and roll. We didn't do the slow. So what's going to happen is he's going to start the low side. So he's going to start to, that rear tire is going to start to slide out. And then see, he's starting to fall down. He's starting to, oh crap. Plus, look, tires might be cold. The road might be cold. You know, snow. He's gonna start sliding. Oh crap. And then as soon as right here, oh, the tire decided to grab some traction again. So we're sliding. We're like this, and then whoop, grabs traction again. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna turn into a high side. So now you're being ejected at this kilometers an hour. You're ejected. It's a high side. So you have massive impact, massive everything. And the simple fact that he's going off a cliff now, so he's going to be like 6 feet high in the air off the normal road, and then the cliff goes down. So now he's like 20 feet in the air. So now we have massive amount of problems when it comes to impacts and the fatal fall limit. You know, how high, where did you impact on your spine, all these different things. So right here, look at this. So he got slung over the top. Thankfully, he hit right there and not down here. Not wearing full gear. Okay, so this is probably going to hurt. Wear full gear. Momentum, everybody. He probably got back on his feet. He's like, oh, and then hits the ground. Imagine hitting a tree.
Estoy bien.
Who cares? All right, what are we doing? Nah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, watch out. Yeah, they went over the gore line. Uncommon thing, common situation. Kind of wait a little bit. Who knows?
Close, dude.
Yep. And that could happen to you while you're riding. There you go. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Let's go back to that one.
That was kind of close, dude.
So we're riding, got a lane merge area, so we got to wait for this truck. This person should have kept going. That truck should be the one merging. So that's that uncommon thing in a common situation where you got to be very, very careful when it comes to that. Very, very careful when it comes to that. So he did a good job by getting out of that way because, you know, who knows? Maybe this person's just going to stay stopped and somebody's behind me that they can hit me. Oh! What do you think happened there?
You good? Check.
I think he was wheeling. I think he was wheeling. High risk, high reward for them. Good morning, Quentin. How you doing? All right, these videos suck. These videos suck. Let's have this in the background. Let's have this in the background. We talked about the Honda Rebel 1100 at the beginning of this stream. I'll be cutting it up and I'll be making it its own video pretty soon. But I want to talk real quick with some of you. Real quick with some of you. Let's go ahead and go to my office. Let's go to my office. Oh, look at all these candy wrappers down here. So everybody, come take a seat. We're going to talk about 5 common mistakes beginner motorcycle riders make, and it's going to be something that I want you guys to participate in. Okay, I want you to participate in this, and we're going to have a good time. Oh, yeah. Go ahead and let's get my stool. Here we are. It has a channel member in it, Galen. Okay, we'll check that out. We'll check that out pretty soon. So, I want to talk to you real quick about some 5 common mistakes beginner motorcycle riders make. There we go. All All right, so Jeremy, not enough practice. Very good. We're actually going to talk about that real quick. Not enough practice. All right. Now, a lot of people make a lot of mistakes, okay? There's beginner mistakes, there's people that have been riding for a very long time and feel like they don't make mistakes, and they feel like that nothing has happened to them, therefore there has been no mistakes made. Okay? So that's going to be mistake number 1. Okay? The Dunning-Kruger effect. Okay? If you don't know what the Dunning-Kruger effect is, basically means you're not as good as you think. Okay, thank you, chat. You're not as good as you think. Okay, so the Dunning-Kruger effect is a cognitive bias in which people wrongly overestimate their knowledge or ability. I'm talking to you in a specific area. This tends to occur because of lack of self-awareness, prevents them from accurately assessing their own skills. So that's what we do here on this channel. We do after-action reviews based off of mistakes, based off of things that were done well, and we go over it. We are aware of these things with knowledge that we learned from class. Okay, we're in class with me as an MSF rider coach, as an accident scene management instructor, as somebody that has been a firefighter for 11 years, firefighter EMT, and it allows me to pick apart some of these situations. And I can see when somebody grabs the front brake in the middle of a turn. I can see when somebody's speeding and not slowing down before the turn. I can see when there's that side of the vehicle. And a lot of motorcycle riders feel like, well, things haven't happened to me yet, so it's not going to happen to me. Or I can speed through this intersection because I have a really good amount of skill. I can swerve. I can brake on a dime. I could do all these different things. Exactly, second chance. Ego, ego, ego. Ego gets in the way, and ego can actually be good. And that's what I want you guys to understand is ego can be good. Okay. You need to have some confidence when you go out riding. You can't have a massive amount of anxiety and try to ride because now you're focused on the wrong things. Having enough confidence is good. Having enough confidence is good. The moment it becomes bad is when you go into pride. So I am better than you. I am better than this. I am better and better and better. You might be better than me at a bunch of things, but I'm also better than you at a bunch of things. And that's where ego. I have confidence in my skills, and I have confidence that I don't have enough skill in a certain area. Therefore, it's a weakness. Therefore, I will practice it. So that is a huge common mistake beginner motorcycle riders make because they pass a class and they feel like since I passed the class, I am good. So how do we fix that? How do we fix that? And it's not just for beginners. It could be for those that have been riding for 10 years that never took a class, or they've taken a class 10 years ago and they've just been reinforcing bad habits. So how do we fix it? You go out to a parking lot. You go out and practice. You practice your straight line weaves. You practice your offset weaves. You practice your figure eights. You practice your U-turns. You practice your swerves and brakes. Everything. We have that on the second channel, Motorcycle Training Concepts, to where you can actually go and practice all that. We have all that stuff on there. We're going to put more and more and more on there. It's absolutely free, but this allows you to practice and see where you're at. So if you go out there and you're a 10-year rider, great, amazing job. Are you riding the same bike you rode 10 years ago? Probably not. Have you practiced with your new bike? Do you know what your new bike can do as in a swerve or figure eights? How close can you do it? Can you do it in 2 parking spaces? Do you have to 3-point a turn? That's pretty terrible. Learn how to practice in a parking lot. Do what you need to do, okay? Mistake number 2. This one I see all the time. This is what I see all the time. Not wanting to buy gear. Not wanting to buy gear. We have a list in the description for the best beginner gear. RevZilla picked it out. I can't do better than them. They have a bunch of different helmets, a bunch of different things. Check it out. But not wanting to buy gear, and I understand it. I understand it for a beginner. Let's think about it in a beginner's mind. In a beginner's mind. You just bought a bike. You don't have enough money, okay? Because you're like, I'm just going to buy the bike. Oh, man, I didn't know insurance was going to be this expensive. Oh, man, I didn't know I had to do this. I got to pay registration. This is how much registration costs. Oh, my gosh. Like, all these different things add up. And then all of a sudden, COVID and all these other things happen. So gear is usually an afterthought. Gear is usually an afterthought, and it can be expensive. Like I said, there's that list in the description for beginner gear that is relatively cheap. You can buy a helmet that is ECE rated. You can buy an ECE rated helmet for $120, $150. And it's a full face, so it's going to protect your chin. It's going to protect everything. It's going to be highly rated compared to just DOT only. Don't just get DOT. Get at minimum ECE. There's going to be gloves out there that are $50 that will protect your hands in case you fall. Plus, it's going to be good for your tactile function on those primary controls, which you should be practicing based off of mistake number 1. You should be in the parking lot doing that. Same thing with boots. You don't want a boot to land on, or the bike to land on your foot. We just saw that. It could crush your ankle, snap a tib fib. I could name all these different things that could happen to you. But make sure you get some gear. So not wanting to buy gear is a little different than not affording gear. So always look into your local areas. There might be charities. There might be a state-run subsidizing thing where you can get a free helmet. Just look into that kind of stuff. All right, so number 3, we see this all the time. Blaming cars for close calls or even crashes. We just saw it during this live stream. We just saw it during all these after-action reviews is that, guys, the law of gross tonnage, the lug nut rule, means something, okay? Links are in the description for that. The lug nut rule is very important. So what is that? Well, you have your tires and rims hooked to a vehicle. How many lug nuts does it take to keep it in there? Is it 4, 5, 6, 12, 16? So the more you have, the bigger the tire. The bigger the tire, guess what? It's the bigger the vehicle. Okay, it's as simple as that. So a fire truck, huge amount of lug nuts. Who do you think is going to win when a fire truck hits a car? The fire truck. Motorcycle. Who do you think is going to win when a motorcycle hits a car or a car sideswipes a motorcycle? The car is going to win. So blaming cars for close calls, okay, I get it. But do you know why you had that close call? This is where we go back to the Dunning-Kruger and we start being self-aware. Were you paying attention? Were they paying attention? Yeah. Well, they could have also had some issues. There's inattentional blindness where they literally am looking at you. I'm looking at you right now. Yeah, you. I'm looking at you. And the problem is, my brain says, don't worry about it. Look at this over here. Look at that over there. So as a car driver, driving a car, I'm looking for everything, but my brain literally blurs things out and says, only focus on the bigger lug nuts. Only focus on the cars. Only focus on that big truck that's coming out. Focus on that pothole because we know what a pothole feels like and it can damage your rim. So focus on those. Never had an issue with motorcyclists because guess what? They're only like 5%, 4 to 6% of roadway users. So the brain shuts it off. Inattentional blindness. They're not meaning to do it. The brain does it. So if they're looking at you and they don't see you, probably inattentional blindness. If they're a good person, more than likely they are. Motion-induced blindness, it's kind of the same thing. Motion-induced blindness, you're riding, but you're so still that the person looking at you can't judge, doesn't understand where you are in space and time because you're just so still. One tiny headlight, one small object, and you have all these bigger objects kind of blurring into the background. Motion-induced blindness is very scary. It is something that happens quite a bit. It can happen to you, so be very aware of that. So when they can't tell where you are in space and time, they pull out and you hit them, they're like, man, I thought you were farther than you were. I didn't think you were going to come up that quick. They can't judge speed as well as they can with a car and speed. Okay, motorcycles, they don't know. That's why having a dual endorsement, that's why getting dual trained as a motorcycle rider and a car driver makes you a better driver all around. Okay, so mistake number 4, the rush to ride with somebody. Okay, so I don't know if this is like an ego thing. Now, this could be as a passenger or it could be riding with a group. Okay, so riding with somebody. So either you want to ride with passenger or ride with the group. Okay, so I know a lot of men, I mean, mostly men riders, they want to get a motorcycle to look cool. A lot of them do. It's like, man, I'm cool. Hey, I'm going to put a girl on the back of my bike. I'm going to go ride around and show her a good time. All these things. Isn't it cool? I'm so cool. I got a motorcycle. I get that. I was there. Never picked up anybody. But anyways, that could easily be the case. Now, the problem is you went out and bought a motorcycle. You don't have the training. You probably have Dunning-Kruger effect. You probably don't want to buy gear. You probably blame cars and you don't know about inattentional motion induced, none of this training stuff. So now you're going to put somebody on the back of your motorcycle that changes the dynamics of how you ride and how you should ride. They don't have gear, you don't have gear. Your focus is on impressing the person on the motorcycle versus paying attention to what's in front of you. That's a recipe for disaster. So that right there is a huge mistake, to ride with a passenger for the wrong reasons. Okay, so make sure you have good reasons. Make sure you get gear for your passenger. Make sure you're well trained. Make sure you have a pre-ride meeting before. You let them know when to get on, when to get off, how to lean, don't lean, this and this and this. You need to know how to do that. You do need to know how to do that. And if you ever want to talk to them, if you have 2 helmets and you give one to them, grab yourself a Pack Talk Bold Duo pack. That way you can put it on there. That way you can chitty chat. You can also get the free compact or whatever it is. You can chat. Okay, links in the description for a discount if you want something from Cardo. Great products. That's what we have here. All right. So when it comes to riding with others, though, okay, we're still on number 4. Mistake number 4. Shh. Calm down. Calm down. Mistake number 4, the rush to ride with someone. So the rush to ride with others in a group setting. Now we're talking about some bad juju, possibly pack mentality. We're starting to talk about if they're going to ride fast, I'm going to ride fast with them. I don't want to look like a loser. That could be a huge problem. It could be a huge problem. You're riding outside your ability. You're definitely riding outside your ability. So then that next turn that they're taking at 100 miles an hour, which they could handle maybe, and you try to take it at 100 and you can't even handle it at 60, what do you think is going to happen? All right, let's go ahead and move on to mistake number 5, the negative peer pressure. Peer pressure is good. Peer pressure in itself is not a bad thing. Peer pressure in itself is not a bad thing. The negative peer pressure is a bad thing. We're going to go over real quick what both of those are. So the negative peer pressure goes back to that group ride. You're out riding with your friends. You got a bike. They've already had a bike for a couple of years. They talked you into it. You finally got it. They told you don't need a class. They told you don't need gear. They told you don't need to worry about it. Go ahead and grab yourself 1,000cc. Get yourself a Ninja, whatever. Get yourself these crazy high. Do it. Bad advice, negative peer pressure based off of what they feel they could handle, Dunning-Kruger, all that stuff. And you go out and do it. You have no training. You're going to go on a group ride. You're going to crash. And are they going to bail you out on that? I don't know. Maybe. They're going to feel bad. But man, you got a lot of problems now. So positive peer pressure. This is crew. Shh. Hey. I'm looking at you. What? Shh. We're talking. I'm about to say something nice about the crew. Calm down. The DDFM crew with the Discord server. Links in the description for that or in the chat. We have 5,000 members. We have built an inclusive society, community, the best damn online motorcycle safety community in the world. And whenever we go to Mars and we have a colony up there, come on, Elon, it'll be in the galaxy. The thing is, we've built a community that does peer pressure, but it's a positive. Somebody shows up in the crew and they say, I don't need gear, I'm fine. We have the verbal judo. We have the adult learning principles associated with it. This is why we're trying to be smart riders, teaching and mentoring other riders, is that we're going to explain to that rider that feels like they don't need gear because either they made a mistake number 2, not wanting to buy gear, or mistake number 1, Dunning-Kruger effect, that yes, you do need gear. And this is why you need gear. Take a look at this after-action review of this person that crashed and they have a massive laceration here and here and here. This is why you need a jacket. Would you rather have that, which can happen to you, or here's this $120 jacket? What would you rather do? And you open somebody's eyes up to these positive things. And it's like, hey, let's go crazy in the mountains. Like, no, let's not go crazy. There's typically a sheriff up there. It's 35 miles an hour. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the scenery. Do you like the scenery? Let's just hang out with the scenery. Just chat on our cardos. Let's do these, let's just have some fun. Let's focus on the fun aspect of camaraderie and community versus let's just see what our bike can do. It's like, do you still want to go and see what your bike can do? Great. Come on in, crew member, brand new rookie member. Let's go ahead and look up some tracks. Let's see if there's a track day. Let's see if we can get a group rate. Let's see if we can have some fun. And that's the mentality that the crew has, the DDFM crew, the Dan the Fireman. I like calling it just DDFM crew. So if you want to be a part of that, click the link in the chat, click the link in the description, and join the crew. It's absolutely free. The Discord's absolutely free, and we have people all over the world. We have a ton of people in Arizona, California, Texas, the UK. We have Germany people. We have Brazil. We have Portugal. We have Russia. We have China. We have Japan. We have all over. Absolutely free. Check it out. But make sure you don't make these 5 mistakes, guys. Don't have mistake number 1, Dunning-Kruger effect, thinking you're too smart. Nothing's going to happen to you. Get complacent. You're not self-aware. You don't practice. Number 2, not wanting to buy gear. Whether it's financial or otherwise, there are solutions. Let the DDFM crew help you out on that. Mistake number 3, blaming cars for close calls. Here's the thing. Your safety is your responsibility. It's their fault if they hit you, but I would not rather be carried. I would rather be judged by 6 than carried by 12. Okay? I'd rather go to court and fight this than be dead. Is it? No. Flip it. Damn it, Matt. I'd rather, what is it, Matt? It's rather be carried. No, I don't want to be carried. Rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mistake number 4, the rush to ride with somebody. Take your time. Practice. Second channel, motorcycle training concepts. Practice. Mistake number 5, negative peer pressure. Surround yourself with some positive people, okay? Surround yourself with some positive people. That's what the crew's for. All right, let's get back to class. You guys ready to back to class? All right. So let's get back to class. And let's go ahead and talk a little bit more. For those of you that are just now joining, we talked about the Rebel 1100. The Rebel 1100. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the Rebel 1100. Rookie, can you clean this up? I don't know why there's all these. Oh, never mind. These are crumbs from me. Fell out of my beard. So the Rebel 1100, guys. You guys have any questions about the Rebel 1100? Manas, keep it up. You're going to be kicked. Rebel 1100. Real quick. 2021 Rebel 1100. Base MSRP is $92.99. Okay, $92.99. But here's the thing. If you want to get the Rebel... Go ahead. Come on now. Let's go ahead and build one. If you want to get the Rebel 1100 with an automatic transmission, it's 10 grand. Okay, it's got, I'm not here selling it. I got a Rebel 500. I absolutely love it. It's got an LED headlight. It's got 3 modes: sport, standard, rain. It's got good brakes. It's got a low seat height, 27.5. It's got LED everything. It's got a 3.6 gallon tank. Guys, the prices are actually pretty dang good. Okay, right here, $92.99. ABS standard. ABS standard. You don't have to pay an extra $750 like Harley. ABS standard, $92.99. ABS standard, $99.999. But it's DCT. It's got the Honda Africa Twin engine in it. So it's an automatic transmission, 6-speed transmission. Amazing. Very, very, very good. Very good. Especially if you are coming from, you just started off riding and you're on the Rebel 300 having a great time. And you're like, man, I wish I could have some more power. I wish I could do some more. And then you go off and you're like, I'm going to get a Rebel 1100, keep my Rebel 300 as a beginner bike so I can practice and have some fun. I'll have a 300cc bike for in town. Boom, I got 1100 when I'm out having fun in the twisties, or I'm out on the interstate, or I'm out traveling. I can put saddlebags. They got a Batwing fairing coming out. They got soft luggage. Amazing, 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 amazing option. The other options you could possibly do is the Indian Scout 60, or just an Indian Scout if you can find a good deal on one. If you really want to, maybe go for a Harley Sportster 1200. Doesn't even have 3 modes. It doesn't have LEDs. Doesn't have. Anyways. Yeah. That's kind of where we're at with that. Let's go back to some crazy crash. Let's go back to some of these crazy crashes. We're gonna do a few more. So you see how on the bottom we're almost done. Once that's done, we're gonna do a nice 30-minute Q&A with members only. So the members only chat will be popping up. I'm gonna be answering your questions. I will be taking a good amount of time answering as best I possibly can your questions, but it's gonna be members only. If you want to become a member, click that join button. This is a perk for members. I'm gonna start doing this more and more often. Okay. All right, there it is. So we talk about patterns all the time. We talk about patterns, okay? So right here, we have an open lane. This right here, we have an open lane. Why? And Les Death, I know. I got to delete the first part of this live stream. It seems like people are starting from the beginning. Please, fast forward to where we're at. Go live. So anyways, we got an open lane right here. Why would this car want to switch into our lane? Because look at this line. If you were stuck in this line, wouldn't you want to go into this nice, beautiful spot? Probably. So as soon as you see this pattern of an open lane and a bunch of people stopped in that lane, always assume that somebody's going to want to pull out in front of you. Always assume that. And that's what you see right there. You start to see that. Go and roll off the throttle. Let them in. Law of gross tonnage, guys. Lug nut rule. Non-issue.
Twirling now.
Same thing. Absolutely same thing. Pay attention to what's in front of you.
Your side, mate.
What?
How about in the right lane?
No, you won't. You're.
If you come from the back, then you see it.
The f***ing painted it months ago. You drifted into my lane.
No, that's the rail lane.
No, it isn't. They've changed it. The right lane off the bridge is this lane.
No, the other side, it goes the other side.
Go.
Okay, here's the thing. Just hearing that, when it comes to motorcycle riders, we're more aware than car drivers. But a lot of motorcycle riders aren't as aware as they should be. So that means car drivers are terrible. So we have great vision. We don't have cages around us. We could see every single thing. And that's one of the beautiful things about riding a motorcycle. Plus, we have the training of we have to be situationally aware, at least a certain amount, to stay safe on a motorcycle. It's not enough. I'm telling you that right now. Being a smart rider, you need to have a higher level of situational awareness. But I'm going to tell you right now, car drivers have terrible situational awareness. Terrible situational awareness. So if you go up to one of them and you say, "Did you not see?" and they start arguing these things, they pretty much don't know. That's their reality. Okay? They're going to argue their reality. They're going to argue their reality because you're trying to tell them their reality is wrong. So yeah, he definitely went into his lane. Is he at fault? Yes, he is at fault. But what does that solve when we fight this? But let's take a look at this when it comes to us needing more situation awareness to compensate for this guy. What do we do? Once again, we talked about that pattern. Okay, our lane is moving. Their lane is slowing down. Their lane is slow. As a driver in traffic in town on the way to work or on the way to an errand or even just driving, very impatient. Very, very, very impatient drivers. So if you understand people are impatient when they're driving and you see that your lane is moving and theirs isn't, they're impatient. They're going to want to get into our lane no matter what. And they're not as situationally aware as you are. So you see this starting to happen. What do? Don't do this. What you do is slow it down just a little bit. Just slow it down. Just slow it down a little bit to allow this person to come in. You decelerate a little bit. You increase your space cushion between them. And you position yourself for a good line of sight. Non-issue. Would never have a problem. Is it a little inconvenient that this person switched out in front of you? Yes. How long does it add to your commute? 5 seconds? You having to roll off the throttle and downshift? That's practice. That's practice. You having to increase your space cushion and practice good lane positioning, it's practice. They slowed you down and then they turn off, but you had to slow down because of it. This is practice for smooth throttle acceleration. Stop thinking that everything's a negative. Stop thinking that everything's a negative. So let's take a look at this real quick.
Now.
Roll off the throttle, let him in.
What?
Your side, mate.
What?
How about in the right lane?
No, you won't. You're
If you come from the back, then you see it.
the f***ing painted it months.
Steve Schwartz, I know Steve Schwartz. It says he's saying it in the chat. The Ruroc, he's at the beginning, guys. The Ruroc Atlas helmet is $390.67 times 3. That was for 3 monthly payments for a total of $419. I get it, Steve. Damn it, Matt! Look what you did.
Ago, you drifted into my lane.
No, that's the rail lane.
Matt, what are you doing?
They've changed it. The right lane off the bridge is this lane.
No, the other side, it goes the other side.
Go back and look at the white lines. Go back and look at the white lines on the road, mate. Go and have a look.
I took his head. I took his head.
Thank you.
100 miles on this tank so far.
Accurate, Bob. All right. Good job.
Just come over, it's fine.
All right, so this one right here.
Thank you.
100 miles on this.
So this thing right here, he's doing his moto vlog. He's having a good time. Hey, you know, that gives me an idea. Should I do like a safety class for moto vloggers? Like the equipment you need, how to be situation aware, where to do your vlogs, how to edit out certain spots because you're going to stop talking when it gets dangerous. Let me know. I think that's a great idea. I probably won't ever do it, but still it's a free one for you. If you're a content creator and you like safety and you like to do moto vlogs, create a course for moto vloggers to stay safe while they're moto vlogging. Think about that. That's a free one for you. License it out to me. You could use the Smart Rider principles. There you go. $5 per video. I'll let you do it. So anyways, we got brake lights. That's going to indicate he's making a decision. Why is he making a decision? There's nothing in front of him. We have zero clue, zero reason. Don't know. So right here, I'm going to be like, uncommon thing in a common situation. I'm not going to roll off throttles or anything. I'm just going to maintain speed and distance, right?
Tank so far.
All right, so now it looks like he's getting into our lane. So right here, roll off that throttle. You're going to go into more of an orange stage, adapting to a possible hazard. Be very careful with that. That's what I'd be concerned about. Now, he's going to honk the horn. He's going to do all that stuff. Whatever. As long as you take care of that space cushion, as long as you position yourself for safety, as long as you found some escape routes, which can happen in a split second, go ahead and honk the horn. Let them know they were being dum-dums. I'm fine with that. What I'm not fine with is you hauling ass to the front, getting side by side with them, and then cussing them out because now you put yourself in danger. Keep yourself back here, honk the horn, flip them off, do whatever you want, but make sure you're safe first. That's all I care about. That's all I care about is that you're safe first. And then if you want to do something else, that's fine. That's you have to handle it. Do you take jiu-jitsu? Because you might have to use it. But that's the thing. You do whatever you want. I'm going to stick with motorcycle safety. As long as you're safe on the motorcycle, I don't care. Don't care. Also, guys, we're giving away $800 in RevZilla gift cards. We're about to announce a winner first week of December, and we're doing another one in December. So if you don't win this month, you can win next month, or the next month, or the next month, or the next month, or the next month. Click the link in the chat or in the description. It's $5 to enter. There's a free way to enter, but if you're tier 1, you get my ebook for free. You see how he kept his space? That's good.
Yeah, just come over, it's fine.
Mick, welcome, baby. Gotta take you to the crew lounge real quick. Whoa.
Typical.
Same thing. He didn't want to be stuck behind that car.
What are you doing in middle?
Side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle, side of the vehicle. Very good. Maintain this.
What are you doing?
Great job. Now go. Now go. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Amazing. Amazing. Skipping frames. Skipping frames. Come on.
What are you doing? What's that about?
All right. Is that all there is left? All right, whatever. Crew. Crew. What's up, Gemini? How you doing? If you're not a crew member, let me show you what the crew lounge looks like. Let me show you what it's all about. If you're not a crew member, go ahead and make sure you sign in. The way you sign in is by clicking that like button. That's how you get credit for today's class. Somebody say and feed my little squirrel over there on the right. But crew members, new ones, especially the new ones. If you've never seen the crew lounge, let's go in there and have a quick chitty chat. And then we're gonna go into my office, and it's gonna be a crew member only Q&A that can answer or that can say questions. But you guys can all watch. It's perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and go to the lounge real quick. Hey Gemini, what you doing, man? What you doing? What you doing? How you doing? Yeah. How you doing? Hey, we got this Rurock helmet. It's 3 easy payments of $6,000 each. All right, great helmet. You want it? I don't know. Guys, this is the Crew Lounge. We have the best damn online motorcycle community in the world. If you want to join up, click that join button. We're about to go into my office with all those leather-bound books. Yeah, shut. I'm talking. And we're going to go ahead and answer some questions. Just kind of hang out. I'm going to put my glasses on. My eyes are starting to hurt a little bit. But make sure you guys check out all the links in the description. We talked about everything. We have the Ride Apart article. We had the Rebel 1100 article in there. We have the gear list that I recommend, all those things. And to be in this community, it's $2 a month. That's the lowest I can make it, okay? At least that's when I did it. And we're going to go ahead and go into the crew lounge. Or in the, not the crew lounge. Matt, are you messing things up again? Let's go to my office. Are we skipping frames again? Are we skipping frames? Come on, Matt. Come on. So if you're not a crew member, sorry, but we're going to go into members only chat right about now. All right. So what I'm going to do is it's members only chat, and I'm going to turn off slow mode. And we're going to have a discussion. Oh. Get this helmet right here. Oh. Yeah. Eee. All righty. Crew members, how you guys doing? So I thought this thing was $149. I'm an idiot. My initial review still stands. I think it's a little too expensive for what it is. But here's the thing. They're constantly improving. I can't wait to see what the Atlas 3.0 is. Because if they just fix the venting issues, this is a badass looking helmet. It's a badass looking helmet. If they just fix the venting issues and a little bit of the padding, and what I don't like is this. Look at this. Look at that. You see these pull tabs? Look at that. They stay there. I have to like bury it back in. So I do have some issues with it, but what I like is that it's a badass looking helmet. So they're going to improve these small features. The hard part is improving, the design. And I think they nailed it. I think they nailed the design. I was kind of upset. I wish I really liked it. I wish I really liked it. All right, so we're going to be doing a Q&A. Let's go ahead and get my fancy schmancy, my glasses on. So here's the thing. If you have any questions, let's go ahead and chitty chat. If you have any questions, let me, If you have any questions, let's go ahead. Levi, how you doing? Dark Princess, Capic. Let's go ahead and shout out to those that are brand new to this. Rob M became a member. Koala Bat, R3 Ueda, Second Chance at Life. Woo! Mick the Dig. Welcome. Welcome. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get some of these, the chitty chat. All right. I love the Ruroc helmets, but I'm like 1,200 deep in my Shoei X14 plus added equipment. Yeah, Shoei X14. You can't beat that. That's a great helmet. That's an amazing helmet. The Rurocs look cool too. Kilroy, yeah, Matt. Jeez, I swear. Levi, what you doing? Rada, you love your rock, but it was a birthday gift. So yeah. I had the Bell, and here's the thing. I had a Bell Bullet TT when it first came out. Very uncomfortable for my shaped head. I got it as a gift too. And the thing is, I wore it for years. And once I got the Shoei, I realized, oh, this is what a helmet feels like. Yeah, Kilroy, yeah, you never know. Yeah. I got no questions right now, but hope your family has a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, Dark Princess. I really do appreciate that. Woo! Oh, yeah. Yeah. Guys, if you ever want to see what I post, see what I do have an Instagram. Check it out. So Koala Bat, is it bad to ride the FTRS hard while in raid mode? Probably not. The thing is, you're just not going to get the same throttle response as you typically would. Same thing with your braking. It might be a little funky. Raid mode, it has the traction control and all that stuff on it. So I wouldn't go crazy. I mean, there's a reason why you're in rain mode. It's because it's raining. So you probably shouldn't go hard anyways. Probably shouldn't. Chocolate ice cream or strawberry ice cream? I like Neapolitan. Yeah. Guys, if you don't have any questions, I got to open it up for the rest of everybody else here. I got to open it up. I mean, we already sent everybody to their cars. What do we do? Rookie, go out there to the parking lot. Just tell everybody to wait. No, it's not, don't come in, but just tell them to stand outside and wait. All right. Dan, for a newbie rider that just got beginner gear, what would be the most critical item to upgrade first? My helmet is ECE quality. So from A Bridges. So do you have a full set of gear? That's going to be the biggest thing here. Do you have a full set of gear? If you have a full set of gear, my beard is like this weird. If you have a full set of gear, you have an ECE helmet, you're pretty much good. Now, if you're talking about like, well, what should I upgrade first? Well, it's all based off of safety. So, most of it's based off of safety when it comes to that. I'm sure that's what you're asking for. So for safety feature wise, check your jacket out. It might not have CE rated armor in the back. So if it has that gray foam, that's PE level, not CE level. That is doing nothing. It's just a comfort. So if anything, go ahead and get CE rated level 2 armor in the back of your jacket. Now, if your jacket doesn't have an option to have that, then upgrade your jacket. For footwear, what I like is having high calf or mid calf boots, because I don't like having just the motorcycle shoes, because then you don't have the ankle protection or your shin and calf protection. Because when you drop a bike or when you get T-boned, okay, lower extremity injuries, especially on a T-bone accident, lower extremity injuries, if you don't have any footwear that protects the ankle or your tib fib, more likely it's going to get crushed. And then it's not just a simple break that it can heal. I mean, it's crushed that you got to get plates. You got to put it all together like Humpty Dumpty. So if you have, hopefully it's not a bad impact. If you have mid calf or high calf boots, it's going to hopefully absorb enough to where it's not a shattering of bones. It's just a break. It sounds bad, but that's the thing. That's the reality of things. Especially when it comes down to when you like have to put your foot down, you start to fall a little bit. If you don't have any ankle support, it's just like when you're hiking, you could easily sprain an ankle. So having something that keeps your feet from rotating like side to side, but you still need a little bit for the shifting or braking, I would go for that. Gloves, we could talk about, do you have short cuff, long cuff, gauntlet type gloves? Obviously, gauntlet gloves is going to offer more protection, just like the same way I described the boot. Short gloves are good for summertime or if you need more airflow. Jacket. I'm talking so that if you help me out here a little bit, if you say a little bit more, let me know. For your jacket, what I would do is if you have all your gear, okay, let's say you got all your gear, but it's all like mesh gear, so it's great for summer. Well, if you ride in the wintertime, that mesh gear can make you cold. So if you want to, get yourself more of a 3-season jacket for the winter, spring, and fall type area. And then you have a summer jacket too. That way you're not freezing and cold, because if you're cold and you're shivering, you're shaking those handlebars, right? So you're shaking those handlebars, you're having a bad time. Also, if you're trying to grip the tank and you're freezing up, you're going to get cramps in your hips. So make sure you have multi-season gear. If you have a full set of gear and it's like, let's say it's summer gear, you're pretty much golden, because then you can layer up. You know what I mean? So layer up for the winter time. There's so many things out there depending on how you ride and what you want for the looks. You typically gauntlet gloves are sport bike riders, unless you get like Roland Sands design type stuff. You know what I mean? And then that's cool. I love Roland Sands stuff. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my booty. A Bridges. Hopefully, guys, let me know if that helped out a little bit. All right. Have you done a video on riding with a passenger? Mick the Big. Yes, I have. Let me see if I can find it for you, because I love being able to share things. All right. This way you can click it. Oh, it looks like I need to update it. It's been, what is it, May? No, not May. It's definitely 2019. So, passenger. There you go. I put that in the link. Yes, I have. Boom, right there. I need to update that. Thank you for reminding me. What is my current bike from Wada? R3 Wada. Indian FTR 1200S. I do have a Honda Rebel 500, 2019 Honda Rebel 500 in the garage too, that I like to ride around now. And I got 2 little EFTR Juniors. What are you doing the first giveaway drawing? So when? It's gonna be the first week in December. I'll pick a date after I pick who, or not after I pick. I'm gonna draw it live. So first week of December. If you're entered in now, okay, so you have to enter in on Patreon. So you're entered in now. You're entered in for the drawing. And then when it re-ups in December, you're entered into that drawing. And here's the thing, it's a RevZilla gift card. So the first place prize is $400, second place is $250, and then $150 for third. So it's $800 total. So you have a chance to win $400 in RevZilla gift cards. So if you already have full gear, get yourself some sliders, get yourself maybe that winter jacket I was talking about, maybe get yourself another set of boots, all these different things. We're doing it every month, every single month. And the goal is to next month, hopefully $1,000. The month after that, the month after that. So the more people we get in, the more money we can do. And then I want to make it to where it's like 10th place, like a bunch of places to win. All right. Thank you. That was a good question. I asked because I had a night of fast riding on less than ideal conditions. A week later, my clutch went out. Qualabat. I must have missed the first one. Sorry. Someone asked me this recently, so I thought your opinion would be interesting from Gemini. Do you think people that are new to riding leader bikes benefit from new electronica, or do you think it hinders them? I think, and here's the thing, I think it helps. That's a great question, Gemini. Let's go ahead and let me say that. Someone asked me this recently, so I thought, okay, it would be interesting. Do you think people that are new to riding leader bikes benefit from new electronics, or do you think it hinders them? I think new electronics helps a beginner rider become safer. And here's why. Is that let's take the Rebel 1100 for example. Okay? So the Rebel 1100 versus the Rebel 300 before 2017 or 250 was a huge difference. So with the Rebel 1100 we have LED lights. We have fuel injection, which is new technology basically. We have ride by wire. So now you have rain sport in standard mode, also cruise control, and then you also have ABS integrated with all these things. So basically, new technology. How does it help a newer rider? Well, the thing is, it prevents a lot of beginner mistakes. So we talk about this on the channel all the time with the after action reviews. Man, I got panic brake, boom, dump the bike. That happens because you grab too much brake and there's no ABS in it to where it will lock that tire up and slide, lose traction, dump. So if we give a beginner rider a bike with ABS in an emergency panicked mode, they grab it, ABS kicks in, saves them from a crash, hopefully, allows them to do their own after action review, allows them to be self-aware of, oh crap, I could have died. Thankfully, I have ABS. Then they should go out and practice. And then they should practice without having to activate ABS. So there is a little bit more education with that. So ABS saves somebody's life. When it comes to, let's say, rain mode, it's like, it's raining out. I'm a new rider, but I rode to work. It's raining. I got to ride home now. What do I do? Well, you could either wait it out, or you can put it in rain mode, and then you understand the limitations of it. You have ABS to help you backed up. You have an LED headlight to pierce through any fog or anything like that. So you're out riding, you put it in rain mode, so it's going to limit the throttle response that you have as a beginner, because as a beginner, your throttle, your primary controls aren't very finessed. They're very clunky. You're doing this a lot instead of nice and smooth off, because you're still practicing. So having it in rain mode, you accidentally do that. Well, the bike is going to compensate for that, and it's just going to basically do a nice smooth transition. Now, does that limit a rider for when they go off into another bike, or if the electronic fails? It can, but that's only because that rider decided not to practice. That rider decided to get complacent. And that rider decided to, I'm just going to allow the electronics to make up for my lack of skill, when in reality, the electronics, the safety features, all these newfangled things that are coming out should let the rider be safe while trying to practice those things. So I think that's very important. I do think that it can hinder if the rider chooses the electronics to babysit them, or it can be a benefit if the rider decides this is a great safety net while I'm still getting in practice. That is my opinion on that. Let me know if you guys think so too. Would paratrooper boots, World War II leather, Corcoran style mid-calf be okay for riding, or should I get actual riding boots? Kilroy. So work boots, World War II boots, or any boots that are high calf, they're going to offer more protection than tennis shoes, okay? The thing is, with motorcycle-specific boots, what you have is literal ankle protection. So you have like D30 discs on the ankle, so it hopefully absorbs the impact instead of having like a sharp point hitting you. It's going to displace a lot of that impact. Motorcycle boots have a shank going up the front shin if it's a mid-calf boot, so if there's an impact, it helps absorb. Same thing with the rear. And then also has a mid-shank sole. So there's like a piece of metal, carbon fiber, right on your foot, so that when you're putting your foot on the peg, it's not collapsing the boot. So when it's not if it collapses the boot, you're going to get a lot of fatigue and foot pain. When it's like this, you have more control. It also is going to have better protection all around, but it's still better than regular shoes. Motorcycle boots have different aspects to it that are specific for that. But if that's all you have, do it. That's all I have. Have you done anything to your bike mod-wise? I'm considering upgrading the clutch and decat link pipe. So Qualabat, I think you said you have an FTR S. I have dyno tuned it. And I put protection on it. So I dyno tuned it to a way so that it removes a lot of the cold starting problems. It's a little bit smoother on the response, not so choppy. I got a tune for it, and then I put oil. I put an oil guard, the oil filter screen. I have a radiator screen. I have sliders, and I bought a lot of stuff for it. I just haven't put it on, but I got like grip tape for the tank, all those things. When I upgrade things, I upgrade for the safety wise. Oh, I also got a saddlebag on the left. Let's see. Rain mode is controlled by electronics, and electronics don't care how hard you ride the bike. There you go, Levi. Boom. Let's see if I could scroll up. I think my jacket is CE padded. I will focus on my boots. I only have motorcycle shoes that just cover the ankle. Okay. And if they're motorcycle shoes and they just cover the ankle, that's fine too. Just stick with those. And because those, what I would do, A Bridges, is just kind of like how you have a low CC bike and a bigger CC bike, is that if you have those boots might be like, if you're going to go riding to a restaurant, those are going to be way more comfortable than getting like these high calf boots. But if you're going to be riding in the mountains, you're going to be like, you're not going to stop anywhere other than for gas, maybe a drink of a water. The high boots would be great. But if you're like having a more like I'm not riding a motorcycle, but I am riding a motorcycle look, then those types of just calf boots or ankle boots would be great. Handy having multiple bikes, especially. Yeah, that'd be great. Second Chance of Life just became a patron. Yeah. Guys, we're giving away gear. When I say gear, it's Revzilla gift cards. We're giving away a ton of Revzilla gift cards. So make sure you guys sign up, become a member on Patreon. So all of these green, you guys, that's just for YouTube. You guys get members only chat, early access to videos. Got my local riding group, got an Ninja H2 and took it to the drag strip, had anti-wheelie, anti-wheel spin, etc. Every lap he took, he was running around 10 seconds. Ooh, baby. Damn. Yeah, and you can always add better armor to your jackets and pants, Levi. Great input. This is what I love about the DDFM crew. I love it. I love that you're helping each other. Help each other. That's the part of the Smart Rider principles. The teaching and mentoring other riders. Whatever information you have. Let's say you're a brand new rider, but you come from a background of electrician. You're an electrician. You're a beginner rider though, but you understand the fuse box. You understand, all the wires. Obviously, I don't understand any of this stuff. I'm just naming random things. But you're able to help out somebody like me that has no clue about electrical stuff. But you're a beginner rider. You just barely start riding. You don't even have a motorcycle yet, but you just helped me out. Now I'm helping you out with the safety aspect. Somebody else, like Matt, can help me out when it comes to buying and selling motorcycles. And then, pinpointing certain things when it comes to motorcycles. So like whatever background you have, bring it to the table. Bring it to the table. Join the Discord where Speed Limit Challenger, $20 again, dude. Exactly. Bring it to the Discord. Speed Limit Challenger, freaking great mod, very active. That's the thing, guys. Like, we have the best damn crew, best damn Discord ever. 5,000 members. What other motorcycle Discord? Discord's a big chat room. What other motorcycle Discord do you know that has 5,000 members and a ton of them, like a majority of them, I think, I have to look at the analytics, are active, consistently active? How many do you know? How many Discord servers? Let me know. Probably not a lot. Or at least not as many as... Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Got a lot of new members in the Discord. Mitch the Dig just joined. Lunchbox just joined. Woo! Also, if you are a YouTube member and you join, sync up your YouTube. You get access to the crew lounge so you can get away from the regular lounge and all those people that are out in the park. Oh, shoot. Are they still in the parking lot? All right, guys, we're going to open it up to everybody. I forgot I had a rookie have everybody sit out in the parking lot. Let's go ahead and put slow mode back on. Let's let everybody else in. We're having a great time. Everybody come take a seat. Speed Limit gets to sit on that chair. Scarlett gets to sit on the other chair. Don't kick my helmet. You like my little FTR right there? Yeah. Look at the rich mahogany with the crew logo right above the fireplace. You see that? Damn. This is a beautiful. Don't touch my globe. Join the crew. Monica, Dan, do you have Nikki's gear listed post somewhere? I'm sure that would be interesting. Yeah, you know what, Monica, that's a great question. I do not. I do not have a list, but I do know what she has. You know what, I should make a list. You know, while you're here, if you're still here, ask me what, because I off the top of my head I can name some of the things. Off the top of my head I can name some of the things. So let me know what it is that you might want to know. Let me know what it is that you might want to know. Can I kick that overpriced helmet instead? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Get them back in here. Yeah, come on, get them back in here. Yeah, get them back in here. Guys, remember the thing. If you are not a crew member, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. You're still welcome in. Ask crew members, because there should be smart riders. The green people should have a level of teaching and mentoring under their belt. So if you're not a crew member, perfectly fine. Stay with us. Have a great time. Discord is absolutely free. Join the Discord. Amazing time. Amazing time. You must have got a deal on that, Gemini, unless you're talking about... Well, then what'd you say about 14 hundo? What'd you say about 14 hundo? Rookies are not slow. They're just rookies. Malachi, how you doing? You like the beard? You like the beard? Dan said times I can't become a member though. YouTube says I just can't. E-Rob, damn it. That's fine. Join the Discord. Discord's free. Discord's free. On the Discord, I share when I do these live streams. So if you don't get the notification, I ping the whole Discord for the live streams. Yeah. Do a torture test on the helmet. You know what? It's still, here's the thing. It's a safe helmet. I wouldn't want to destroy the helmet. If anything, I'd like to give it away. It's a... It's a medium. If anything, I'd give it away. It's still good. I think it's still got another 4 years on its lifespan. 1200 is your mounts and card. Oh, okay, yeah. Which high calf boots do you suggest for street riding? So second chance at life. If you're on a sport bike, there's plenty of options for that. If you're on a cruiser, look at Icon. Icon has some great boots. I have an Icon 1000 Elsinore boots. Very good. Sport bikes have a lot. If you want to really get into it, look into some more adventure riding, because they have to protect their shins. They have to protect all that stuff. So adventure riding boots are pretty good. I wear overpants, so my pant goes over the top of the boots, so it looks like I'm just wearing shoes, but I actually have boots on. What are my thoughts on the Ducati Diavel or Triumph Rocket 3, Jeremy? Those are huge bikes. Huge bikes. I don't have a reason to ride those specific bikes, so I never looked into it. You know, so guys, when it comes to I'm just a normal dude. I might be the DDFM crew chief. I might be the chief here. Okay, I get that. This is the channel. I get it. This is my office. I get it. But I'm still a consumer like you. I'm still like somebody that buys things. And it's like I have to spend my money wisely. I got a family, you know? I can't just buy things. So when I see like a Triumph Rocket 3 or a Ducati Diavel, I think that's how you say it. It's like I have zero reason to ride a bike like that, because I mean, I already got a bike. So like my opinion on it, it's like I never really looked into it. Because I never really needed it. I look into some of these, like the Rebel 1100 that we talked about today. I looked into that because I thought that was an interesting ergonomic, like what was the ecosystem. So the Honda Rebel ecosystem of you started off on Rebel 300 and you want to upgrade, but you know, you want to do something like go on out of town and have a high CC bike to really get that throttle response in case you need to do an escape path. The 500 wouldn't do it very well. It could, but it's not going to be the best. So oh man, the 1100, and I already know how to ride the 300, and it feels good on me. I know the 1100 is going to feel the same, just more power. So like that's what I find interesting. So when it comes to like specific built purpose bikes for racing or massive CCs, massive power, massive torque, what am I buying that for? It's like I'm never going to get out of second gear inside the town. Am I buying it for like drag racing? Am I buying it for highway pools? Am I buying it for riding in the mountains specifically to go crazy? Well, that's just not what I do, so I never look into it. I know that's not the answer you wanted. But that's kind of where I'm at. So like the best way I could say things is if I just tell you this, if I tell you why I choose what I choose, if you relate to that, I'm hoping what I say makes more sense. Does that make sense? 1 second. Forgot to put streamer mode on. Hopefully that makes sense. Medium, oof, you wear triple XL size. Oh, damn, you got big brain. Second chance at life if you're on a sport bike. There's a ton of options, man. There's a ton of options for high calf. Cause sport bike riders and racers have that. Just in case. So guys, Discord does require you to verify identity, so it's with the phone number. I don't get that phone number. It's so that Discord has it, so that if you do act up, they can actually pinpoint where you're at, so you can't just keep spoofing it. We have a partnered server. So the server we have is legit partnered with Discord. It's not just a random server. So it's like a legit one. So in order to have that, we have to have two-factor. We also have to have two-factor for the admin staff. And we also have to have verification through your phone number and stuff. And that's all it is. I don't get access to any of that stuff. It's through Discord. Yeah, Alpine Stars are great. Alpine Stars, thanks, Gemini. Appreciate that. Thanks for helping out the crew. Number of bikes in garage +1. Then you're never going to end, Kilroy. What would you say about the FTR Rally? Is its weight manageable on gravel roads? Yeah, it's manageable. So the FTR Rally is just higher bars, has a windscreen on it, I believe. But I know it's higher bars, and it has the grippy foot pegs. Oh, that's another thing is I upgraded my foot pegs to the Pro Taper ones from Indian. Very strong. Here's the thing. RSD came out with a bunch of new upgrades that are actually cheaper than OEM Indian, but I do have that Pro Taper foot pegs. I had no problem riding straight on gravel. I don't do any flat track. I don't do anything crazy. So I wouldn't know. I wouldn't push my $13,000 bike on that. But it handled gravel well. The problem is the tires. The tires they look like they're flat track tires, but they're street tires. So if you're going to be doing anything off-roading, I mean, good luck with the FTR. It's a very expensive bike to do that on. It's not really designed for that. You want to get an actual adventure bike for that kind of stuff, but look into upgrading your tires, or change your tires out to more 50-50 or 70-30 type stuff. I'm starting practice lessons on 7th of December. Hope it's not raining. Barbacena, good luck. Good luck. You're going to do great. You're going to do amazing. You're going to do amazing. Just go in there with a beginner's mind and be like, you know what? I'm here to learn. I know I suck, but I'm going to learn. That's what I'd be going into. And that's what I do every single time. And that's part of it. The whole Dunning-Kruger effect. We talked about the 5 mistakes beginner motorcycle riders make. And the Dunning-Kruger effect is number 1. And I truly believe that, because if you're not self-aware of your mistakes and your weaknesses, then you're in a bad spot. And here's the thing. If you're not self-aware of your mistakes and weaknesses, and you have a great friend or spouse and they let you know about it in a nice way and respectful way, then take that. Take it. Learn from it. Whoa. But that's what I do every time I go to a class, an advanced class, beginner class. I treat it like I'm brand new, because you will learn something if you feel like you don't know everything. You always learn something new. Whether it's a small way of how you say something to a student, that's one of those things I would take. I love taking beginner classes from tons of different instructors, or even the same instructor all the time, because that instructor has to figure out different ways to talk to different students, and I'll hear that and I'll pick that up, and then I learn it. Monica, I'm mainly interested in her boots and trousers because I find it very difficult to get something decent. I do like Gore-Tex boots, but I can barely feel the gears break with these on. So let me see, because I need to log in to Revzilla. That's where we bought her pants. Bought her pants off of Revzilla. So while I'm here, let's go to order history. I want to say they were something Fury. Kyle Curse, welcome to the crew, baby. Yeah. This had to have been last year because we got her at 2019, and it was around September. Let's see. No, that's when I bought that. No, that's when I bought the stand. No, that's when I bought that. It was something Fury. You know, I think I remember. So Fury. There it is. The bullet. I believe this is what we got her. Let's go ahead and go here. This is what we got her. If you have a trouble finding pants, especially for like a shorter person, the bullet, these are the bullet jeggings. They're a little bit, they're high waisted, but that's perfectly fine because it's covering more of your back. It does have armor inserts, I believe, in the hips and the knees. The Bullet Fury 2 jegging, it's on closeout right now. So yeah, we paid that bigger price. SP 120 Light Fury jegging, same thing. So Bullet makes some good pants for women, especially shorter women. So check that out. I think we also tried these on. We got Fury. Okay. We tried these Oxford super leggings, and they didn't fit the best, but they're also kind of hot, I believe. So that's what we have for that. For her boots, we got Sedici, some Sedici boots. Got some Sedici boots. Let me see if I can catch up. Sorry, guys. Let me see. Hopefully that helped. That's a great question. And if I had more time, I'll put something together. I think we'll do that. Time's changing ride perspective. When I was younger, I had a sports bike. I was crazy on it. Now that I'm older, I have a family. My riding style has changed. Cruisers the way I roll now. And that's, everyone does that. Dan, review my crash in the rain. Tamasaki, did you submit it to the submission form? I'll try to get to it, guys. I have like 100-something submissions I got to get through. That's why I was trying to power through them this month, and I can't. Dan, Kyle Kurz, have been riding Saudi Arabia on my Sports Roadster 1200 for the last year. Just got my U.S. motorcycle endorsement 3 days ago. Your videos are invaluable, and thank you for it. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Dan, should I buy new riding boots? I only have a jacket, helmet, and gloves to start. I would get pants next. If you only have a jacket, helmet, and gloves, get pants. Get some pants, and then get boots. Jacket, helmet, and gloves, great. The thing is with pants, if you're going to low side or do anything like that, you're going to hit your hip, you're going to hit your knees. I'd rather damage my foot than my knee. Kyle Kurz became a member. Thanks, man. Out there in Saudi Arabia. That's amazing. Guys, remember the Discord is absolutely free. Nightbot's going crazy. Any suggestions as far as low vibration boots or beginner bikes? I struggle with sharp pain shooting from my feet. Ooh, that's a tough one. So if you're gonna get any pegs, see if you can get like some rubber, like the ones with rubber. Don't get just straight metal. Get ones with the rubber on it. When it comes to motorcycle boots, a lot of them have a lot of rubber on them for grip, so it might dampen the vibration. What kind of bike do you ride? If you're riding a Harley, man, that's like a vibration machine. What do you recommend for pants for a short, wide guy? That's a problem. That's a problem because if you get too wide of the waist, then you have like this big issue of like it's wide here, but then it fits the rest of your body. Motorcycle pants are really weird. One thing that I would do is look into an overpant because it's going to be wide, but it's more like a straight fit. A lot of motorcycle jeans and pants are more like a slim fit, and that could be a problem. So I had a big problem when I was well, I'm wider now, but when I was powerlifting, I had really big quads, but a smaller waist. So I had an issue of I couldn't fit my legs into pants, but I had like this, I don't know, I just had like this big waist, so I had to get a belt. So overpants, the best fit that I had so far is the Reacts Alta Mesh. That's good. I might as well do this. Reacts Alta Mesh pant. That's what I wear in my videos. I wear the Reacts Alta Mesh pant. I actually really like it. So it's mesh. So there's mesh. But right here, it's got like a hook and loop close, or not hook and loop, but it has like a Velcro closure, and I have suspenders. So if anything, you can kind of keep this a little bit loose, but your leg will fit pretty good in here. And it's got armor in the knees, and then it's got hip armor. Well, it doesn't come with it. You have to buy your own hip armor. But this right here is adjustable, and it's stretch right here. This is stretchy in the crotch area. That's a big problem, though. I mean, it sucks. What I would do, here's the thing with the Reacts, if you have a local cycle gear, check out the cycle gear because this is their brand. This is Revzilla and Cycle Gear are owned by Komodo Holdings. So they're the same. They have the same parent company, and this is the Reacts Ultimesh is Reacts is their brand. So this is their thing. So if you have any problems, you take it back to Cycle Gear. They have good warranties, and you can try it on at Cycle Gear. So you don't have to buy it straight from Revzilla and send it back if it doesn't fit. This desk is real. See? Yeah, it's real. These are all real. Try to get a book. I can't reach it. Can't reach it. It's a big room. It's a big room, a lot of space. And that Scooby, great. Floorboard or footboards are more comfortable than pegs. So look into footboards. I didn't even think about that. Thank you, Scooby. I forgot who asked about the vibration in the feet. See if you can get footboards or floorboards for your bike. I have boots, jacket, helmet, and gloves. So Chris, I would get pants. How long do you suggest driving before getting a motorcycle license? Any minimum recommendation for understanding rules of the road and safety? So winter, that's one of those cool things that I'm trying to dive into is I want to teach my kids that before they get into a car. Just because you're in a car doesn't mean you're safe. You know, you can still have problems. So I'm trying to teach them that while they're in the neighborhood. So, you know, the neighborhood, you have intersections, you have straightaways, you have traffic, you have kids, you have all these things, right? So, I mean, kids running in the road. So I'm trying to teach them the rules of the road there. So at the end of the day, it comes down to the patterns. You know, you see the side of the vehicle, intersections, automatic orange stage. So you're prepped and ready for things. You're covering brakes, whether it's your foot or your right hand. You know, you're looking for escape paths, whether you're in a car or in a motorcycle. The smart rider principles are the same as smart driving principles, except for the acquire and utilize personal protective equipment. That's for motorcyclists. For that, it's like actually use your seatbelt. You know, rescue another rider, rescue another driver, same thing. Fundamental skills, same thing. Situation awareness, same thing. Teaching and mentoring, same thing. A lot of that has to do with the situation awareness. So it's like, well, what do I do? Do I have a license and drive a car for a year before going to a motorcycle. That's not always the case because it's a little bit different. When you're in a car, you have, the cage. You can't see around very well. You get this new opening of perception when you get on a motorcycle because you have nothing. So honestly, the best thing that I would do is I would go and get your driver's license. I would go become a driver, and as soon as I possibly could, I would take an MSF course, like an whatever course, wherever you're at, the basic rider course for whatever organization's teaching it in your area. Because I know the MSF is in every state. Like California's total control, so take their beginner class. And you don't even have to have a motorcycle yet. So you're driving and you took a motorcycle class. They provided the motorcycle, they provided the helmet and gloves. If they do, you just show up and you just do the requirements, and you're going to get your endorsement typically if you pass. So now you have your endorsement. It doesn't mean you have to start riding. It just means you got the training for it. It's going to make you a better driver. You can start practicing the things you learned in the MSF or whatever class while you're driving. So practice situation awareness, practice all that stuff. And then when it comes time to, okay, I feel comfortable now, even a month after that MSF class, that I'm going to go ahead and buy a motorcycle, then here's the thing, take the beginner rider class 2, okay? And that is when you take the practical stuff. You go out on the range with your bike. That's if you can afford it. And I understand a lot of this is maybe I can't afford a second class. If that's the case, then go to a parking lot and try to remember your notes, your book, watch a lot of YouTube videos, parking lot exercises, go to a parking lot practice. Doesn't mean you have to go out on the road. If you want to get your motorcycle endorsement first before you're driving, I think some places you still have to take the road rules test. Yeah, you still have to take the road rules test. So you still have to do that. So it really doesn't matter where you go. As long as you're dual trained, as long as you have your motorcycle training and car training, you're going to be better than all riders on the road. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you only get your motorcycle training, you only have a little bit of insight of what it takes to be a car driver. If you're only a car driver, you have no insight of what it means to be a motorcycle rider. And then both of these people have no insight of what it means to be a truck driver with a commercial driver's license. And then everyone doesn't understand what it means to be a firefighter driving a fire truck and an ambulance. So it's like the more experience you have in any way, you're going to be a better driver. So cross train. I know that's not the answer you want. I'm terrible with giving definitive answers. The thing is, I just want to make sure you guys have an understanding of what goes on in my head. And the takeaway from that is cross train no matter what. And you're going to be safer for doing so. I would say both. It depends on what you want to do first. Do you want to drive or do you want to ride first? If you want to ride first, get your license. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to drive first and then think about motorcycles later, nothing wrong with that. You want to do them all at the same time? Do it. There's no wrong answer on that one. But you'll be more situationally aware on a motorcycle, but you'll be safer in a car. Oh, sorry. Do you have any recommendations for some good roads to practice on here in Vail? Hey, Ashton, how you doing? I go out to Old Spanish Trail every now and then, but wanted to know if you had any other recommendation. Old Spanish Trail is a great trail out here. It's very easy curves, beautiful road, well maintained. Obviously, Mount Lemon's fun. It's cold though, and they're still reopening a lot of that stuff. Good trails. The ride to Patagonia is good. Have you done that yet? The ride to Patagonia is good. What else? There's really no good trails and riding that's close to Vail. Because now I'm thinking of like Gates Pass, Mount Graham. Houghton's fun. Straight. Not much. I usually just go to a parking lot. I ride to commute, and then when I want to, do something, I'll go to a parking lot and practice. And then if somebody wants to go to Mount Lemon or Patagonia, that kind of stuff, I'll do that too. But for the most part, I ride to work or ride for an errand, and then I go practice in a parking lot. Old Spanish Trail is really the best thing we have out here. It sucks. I don't know. Motorbike prices in your local country here in Norway cost 2.2 to 3.4. It's about the same. 125s are about 3, but new. Not 2012. Can't wait for the Rebel 1100. I have a 300 Suzuki SV650, but I love my Rebel. Just want more power. Now the 1100 will have it. Yeah, and it's a good price. Like if you're looking for a 1100 or 1000 to 1200 cc cruiser, the 1100 obviously is right in the middle. But the thing is, the Rebel 1100 has amazing features. And here's the problem though. It's brand new, so there's not a lot of aftermarket. This is something I had to deal with when I got the FTR. I got like the second one. No, it was the third, top 2, 3 in Tucson. I was like one of the first ones to get it ever. I got it the day of it came out. And there's like no aftermarket parts for it. I had to wait and wait and wait and wait. And I finally got some from R&G. I got some from the OEM, which are expensive. RSD, Rolling Sands Design, just came out with some. So when it comes to the Rebel 1100, there's not going to be a lot of aftermarket. So just be aware of that. So if I were you, I would wait like 6 months. I'd wait 6 months because I also had to deal with some recalls on the FTR with the electrical system. And those things should be taken care of in 6 months. So don't rush to get it. Don't be an early adopter. You have great bikes right there. Take your time. Take your time. Guys, I just realized it's 1 p.m. here out here in Tucson. I need to eat lunch. I shouldn't even be working right now. I'm supposed to be off duty. I came in early for you guys. I wanted to talk about the Rebel 1100. I want to talk about the Ruroc for $150. It turned out it wasn't. Still upset by that. But we got 7 new members today. We got a bunch of new people entering in the giveaway. We have members only chat for a little bit. We got to talk about 5 beginner mistakes. We got to talk about the Rebel 1100. We got to talk about some motorcycle stuff. Whew. We had a great time. Let me know if you like these live streams. 3 hours. 3 hours. Let me know what it is you like, and I'll see if I can keep doing it. With that said, join the Discord. The Discord is absolutely free. This is the crew lounge right here. I told you guys I'd be showing you what the Discord is. Join the Discord. I want to get a burrito. I want a burrito con carne. I don't know if I want any queso.